Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Geek Blend and the 31 Days of Halloween here on the channel. And welcome to our first watch party. Tonight, we're actually watching The Monster Squad, a favorite of mine and Tim's.
Hell yeah.
And welcome, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, it's been a million years since I've seen this movie. So,
and we have a fourth person here with us.
Nice.
Hi.
Hey, Steph. How you doing?
All right.
I'm good.
Yeah, it's actually been a little while since I've seen this.
I watch this movie every Halloween.
Really?
I do. Yeah. My cousin showed it to me when I was younger, and I watch it. It's like Hocus Pocus. I watch this and Hocus Pocus. I love it.
We started that tradition about 2 years ago, and we also watched The Burbs with Tom Hanks. So
yeah,
The Burbs, yeah.
And every Halloween episode of The Office, we do that too. So
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. So a few things about this movie, if I may, Jeff.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the guy that plays Dracula, Duncan Reger, he's a Canadian guy. This Dracula is actually lauded as one of the best portrayals of the character. In all the powers he has, it's really more true to the original Bram Stoker version than a lot of even the Christopher Lee's and stuff. So I think he won a couple of awards in the 90s for other stuff. Not a very popular or famous actor, but definitely well regarded. And if I can get a screen share, I want to show our friend Greg something. Let's see here. Something that I think he may or may not know. So
really,
look who the Dracula guy played. Your favorite race from Star Trek. Your favorite character's lover, Shakar. So yeah, that's Duncan right there, the guy who plays Dracula. Nice. So
wow.
Yeah.
Oh, see, damn. Minus 10 points for this movie now.
No. He makes up for it.
Yeah, there's actually a documentary about the Monster Squad actually coming out very soon.
Yes, there is. 30th.
It's called Wolfman's Got Nards.
Wolfman's Got Nards.
30-year impact on film and its fan base from script to cult classic. It's you can pre-order on Amazon right now. Actually, I'll probably put the link down in the chat because I think I'm going to buy this.
I am definitely going to buy this.
Yeah, definitely going to buy this one.
I pre-ordered it today.
You did? Awesome.
Yep.
Andre Gower, who plays Sean, he's the one doing this. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he directed it and everything.
Yeah, it's his documentary, but I'm excited to check it out. I watched the trailer earlier, and I'm like, this is going to be fun. It'll be fun to watch that because this was one me and my brothers used to watch and love growing up. It was just, yeah. I mentioned to my brother the other day, he's like, oh, crap, I haven't seen that in a while. I'm like, why aren't you showing your kids this movie yet? What are you doing? So I agree. It's kind of like the Hocus Pocus for a lot of families. It's this, I know a lot of people that watch this during Halloween as well.
Yeah. Like the box that Greg has up there, we had a VHS in our neighborhood, and it got passed around so many times for about 2 years until it just got worn out and it wouldn't play anymore. So, yeah. I'm going to be honest. I like this movie more than The Goonies. So it's just, it's my preference. Yeah.
Maybe that should be our trivia for Saturday. Monster Squad versus Goonies.
Ooh.
And this isn't a trivia question.
I don't know how many people have seen The Monster Squad though.
I see a lot of people that haven't ever seen this movie.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
I know, not enough. When I saw this on y'all's Raging Geek Jedi show, I was like, are you having a Monster Squad watch party? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I haven't run across anybody who knows about this movie.
Yeah.
And we need to bring it to the forefront. But this isn't a trivia question because I think it would have been too easy. But the mom is the same mom as in The Goonies.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yes.
She is.
So that's like some meta trivia right there. If you ever want to come up with a question.
Why are you now Baby Megatron?
That's weird after what it was before.
I know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Really
yeah.
weird.
It was nudist Megatron last time. Yeah.
Hey, Mark.
Megatron.
He's looking for some tits to suckle on.
Oh, no.
Jesus. Hey, Trey. What's up, Trey? Yeah, Mara's lurking for a bit. I know she's got to be up early tomorrow. Otherwise, she'd be on as well. But and Rhino has a friend over, so he's too good to be on the stream tonight. So
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I don't think it's a lady friend. I think he said a mate. So yeah, he's not breaking COVID again.
I'm still breaking
Booty
COVID.
Gate Part 2.
Part 2.
But we may have a surprise along the lines of that documentary later, right, Jeff?
Mhm.
So
Yes,
like a
correct.
big surprise. So
Yes,
everyone
yes.
stick around till the movie's over for sure.
Yes. Steph, I don't know if you noticed in the private chat, there is a link if you want to watch it on your computer.
Oh, can you do it again? I think I came in late, so the link's
Sure.
not there.
Yeah.
Because I'm always late. Always coming late.
Oh, your phone.
Fashionably late.
Yeah, you did your
Yes,
100 stream
fashionably
today, right?
You did. It's finally over.
I love how my comment was something Greg mentioned boobs. That's right. That's right, Mara. That was fun. Yeah, it is.
Well, the ads
It's
are
a
pretty
really
good.
fun movie. It really is. It's so much fun to watch.
It's one that, unfortunately for me, I just kind of forgot about and
Mhm.
kind of lost track of. I did watch it a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
But it's just one that I just never went back and watched again. Not like I did Goonies, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm looking
Goonies
forward
was
to watching it.
Yeah, Goonies was one of those like I for some reason like I looked today to see what year this came out. It was 87 and Goonies was 84. Because I
Mhm.
was wondering if maybe Goonies had overshadowed it, but it didn't. I don't know if it just went under people's radars, but it was a huge movie in our house to watch all the time as kids in the 80s.
Yeah.
So we watched this a lot. We did.
It got crushed by Lost Boys in its theatrical releases.
That's
what happened.
okay. Okay.
And it was a box office bomb. Let's just be honest. It
Mhm.
it gained
for sure.
popularity as being a cult classic and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
it did.
yeah, I think it was like a $3 million budget and an $8 million budget, and they made something just unreal like that. So
It was
that's unfortunate.
in the trailer for the documentary, Wolfman Has Nard. They mentioned that they went to the theater and there was like 8 people in there.
yeah,
Really?
Oh, wow.
And it's like,
Well-
that's gotta really suck if you're like an actor
right.
involved.
Yeah,
in a
absolutely.
film
Oh, yeah.
project.
The
Yeah.
problem with the movie is that it looks like a kid's movie, right? But it's not. So you have people that don't want to take their kids to see people getting cut up and bloody and stuff, but you don't want to go to a kid's movie. So who is the movie for? That's kind of the problem it had at the time. So now it's like people our age, Gen Xers, we just want to see the movie because we loved it. But back then it's like it couldn't find an audience. So
It's unfortunate
I
too.
watched it pretty young. I mean, I
did too, but,
yeah.
but most
11
people
when it
probably
came out.
wouldn't allow. If my parents knew what was really in it, they wouldn't have let me see it at 11 years old. So
No,
Yeah.
probably not.
I
think they did an
I
anniversary
don't
for
know.
it.
My cousin showed it to me when I was little. So.
Really?
Nice.
I don't know.
There's a lot worse out there, but
God, yeah. Yeah. There's so
Yeah,
much
I didn't.
out there.
I don't remember ever really thinking this movie was that scary to me. Like, I don't know. There were
Even
far
when I
more
was little,
scarier
yeah.
movies. Yeah, when I was younger, that I was more worried about. 'Cause I wasn't really
Right.
worried about the Wolfman coming.
He's
I'm
up
like,
here.
I'll just kick him in the nards.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man,
know, right?
The Wolfman looks amazing in this movie,
He
though.
does.
it's
That
one of
was
the
my-
best. Yes.
Yeah, that was my favorite. It's my
Mhm.
favorite Wolfman. I love how he looks in this movie.
Yep.
Did you know his face was actually modeled after Stan Winston when they made it? Like his
Really?
face kind of looks similar to Stan Winston because they modeled it after his face. Yep.
Oh,
I read
wow.
that. Yep.
hmm
Did not know
Really, really cool. Yeah, Mara, absolutely. 80s and 90s were a different time when you got to watch a lot. It was very, very lenient. My parents were as well. And nowadays, like, man, my nephew came over last couple weeks ago, and my brother's like, "You can't watch this, can't watch
Yeah.
this, can't watch this." But then I'm like, "Okay, you let him sit in the car and listen to Gangster Rap, though, so that's fine, whatever."
that.
I'm
But I
like,
also think the cartoons back then were really mature as well.
"Oh yeah,
You know, except for like Ren and Stimpy, but I mean, whatever.
Mhm.
But like the cartoons were really mature as well. They had
yeah.
like adult humor in them.
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah." Happy October to you guys. I know you guys been looking forward to this month as well, too. So, yeah, I think a lot of people's parents back then were like they're very lenient about what you could watch. It's different now because there wasn't PG-13 back in the 80s. It was PG. It was PG or it went to R. I mean, so when did PG-13 start? Do you remember, Greg?
83, I think it was Red Dawn or
83.
Temple of Doom. It was like the first movie
Yeah,
where
it
they
was
said we have
early
to have
80s.
Okay.
So PG-13 existed when this movie came out, but I mean, remember the 80s were just fickle. You had people panicking about Mortal Kombat, right?
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that hardcore.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And violence in video games back when it was blocky and cartoony. It wasn't even remotely realistic.
It wasn't.
And now you have parents that are like, no, you can't watch this movie. Go listen to Cardi B.
Exactly.
I don't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Beavis and Butthead, my parents let me watch that too. They didn't like it, but they were like, that's fine. My dad was more, it's okay. My mom's like, I really don't want him to watch that. I'm like,
Right.
they think it was going to make us dumber or something. I don't know. But yeah. Yeah. My
Probably made you smarter, So
yeah. Yeah, no kidding.
no offense.
That was a well-written show. It's so funny to go back and watch it and like
It is. South Park.
see how well written it was. Yep, South Park as well too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I need to actually get the newest Blu-ray of this they have. It's like a 30th anniversary edition. It's got really new artwork on the cover.
Nice.
Yeah, I need to get it. I actually have the Blu-ray the older Blu-ray downstairs. I think I got it
This
at
is the
Best
first
Buy
edition.
years ago in like a $7.99 bin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Predator was the third movie you ever saw when you were 4, Blake.
Wow.
I remember seeing Predator when I was really young as well. Same with
Jeez.
Commando. Yeah, like Rambo. And like I went to a friend of mine's house and his mom and dad didn't give a shit what he watched. At
Oh,
all.
I had friends like that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad would always watch his favorite movies. Didn't care if me and my brothers were in the room, So he would just have that's how my parents were. We weren't allowed to. I mean, we had like our computers and stuff, but we weren't allowed to watch. If it was movie time for him, it was movie time for him. He controlled the television, so he would always watch whatever he wanted to watch. So he would watch He watched RoboCop over and over and over again, and it was the good RoboCop, not the remake.
Yes.
So that's really bad. Why were we watching that
Yeah.
as a kid? We were like, whoa, what is that? I think there was this one part that always scared the crap out of me when I was younger. And it was where I don't know what he gets thrown on him. Was it acid?
I think so.
I can't remember. Is it acid
Mhm.
when he gets melted?
Mhm.
And that always scared me when I was younger.
Yeah. Well, hell, the
That-
opening with where they just destroyed his character, to where he had to become RoboCop. That was pretty brutal. It was pretty
See,
brutal.
we were so used to watching stuff like that because my dad would just watch whatever he wanted to watch. So, and we would just sit down and watch too, or I would go and read a book. But normally, I would just sit down and watch with him.
Some people watched Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive when he was 5.
Nice.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, that's the one. That is okay. I'm trying to think of the actor, Charlie Sheen's brother, Emilio Estevez. He was in that. Yes, that was
Yeah,
the
he
one that
was.
actually Stephen King directed himself, and he was on cocaine and all kinds of drugs while he was making that movie. It's way over the top. It's insanity. Yeah. Yeah, Aliens, Predator, RoboCop. Yeah, when we were young, we watched Aliens all the time. Yeah.
Speaking
Oh,
of Predator, I think I've told this story before. When my son was probably 4, I woke up on a Saturday morning, went into the living room, and he's kicked back in the easy chair, and he's a quarter of the way through Predator, and I'm like, okay, you're past all the really bad stuff. Just keep going. A guy's
going,
arm's
yeah.
already been ripped off, and the sexual Tyrannosaurus line's already happened. So just keep going. It's a good movie. So
he could definitely pick up a lot of interesting language from that movie in the
Yeah.
beginning, especially when they're in the
Yes.
helicopter. Yeah.
yes,
Yes. Yeah, that's right. Has a Stephen King Rules shirt on this movie. Yep. Absolutely.
yeah, they sell that shirt. If you look at 80s tees and stuff like that,
Yeah.
you can get one.
Yeah, it's on ACs. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Peter Cullen did create the original Predator sound effect. That is good. Good trivia there. And speaking of trivia, after the movie's over, we're going to be playing trivia, Monster Squad trivia. So
I'm not going
excited
to be
about that.
playing, but
That's right. You came up with the questions. So yeah,
mhm.
Greg actually gets to play this time. Interesting.
Unless he cheated. Did you cheat, Greg?
Did he cheat? I wonder.
Did you peek?
You see
No, I
Monster
did
Squad
not.
trivia?
I did not.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
And I worked hella hard to come up with these questions, so hopefully they're good.
Yeah. We used to beg my dad at the local gas, like there was a gas station not too far from our house we used to go to, and of course they had like a movie rental section because back then you could rent movies in a gas station, like
Oh,
convenience store.
anywhere, yeah.
And we would beg and beg and beg and beg my dad to rent the Friday 13th movies. And one day he's like, "F it, I'm gonna rent them. If you guys have any nightmares or anything, tough shit." Because my mom was pissed from when we came home with those movies. But yeah, we had like Friday 13th Part 4 and 5 and 6, I think. Yeah. So
Nice.
Thanks, Dad.
yeah, no kidding,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, thanks, Dad. But my brother, when we were younger, was way more into horror movies than I am, and nowadays he can't stand them. It's weird. Same with video games. Like he can't stand video games anymore. That's all he used to do. It's funny.
I'm reading what Mara put in there
Oh.
about her little brother. That movie was one we watched over and over as well. So
John Carpenter, fantastic movie too. Yeah, absolutely.
a friend of mine recorded it off TV, so we had commercials and everything.
I know. Yeah, I don't know if it's this month or not. I actually have it pulled up. I was looking at it here on.
They were
October
talking about
13th.
that on
That is correct.
Mead.
It's beautiful. It's a Shot Factory exclusive, and it's beautiful artwork. Yeah, beautiful artwork.
And it doesn't have dumbass slip cases. It's jewel cases. So
Yes, and the first 3 movies, I believe, or the first 4 are 4K transfers. So new 4K transfers of the films.
nice.
Yeah, and I think it's actually like true 3D that they're doing it, the 3D for Part 3 as well. So yeah, it's going to be. It's $132. So
Very nice.
but it's how many movies in there? That thing. I mean, there's like
Probably 11, 12.
yeah, 11 or 12 because Jason X, the reboot is in it as well. So is Freddy versus Jason. So it's
Holy shit.
9 to 11 movies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful slipcover though. And Raging Rhino is in the chat. What's up, Raging Rhino? What's up, man?
Hey, Ryan. What's up, man?
Hey, we hear you have a quote unquote mate at your house.
He says it's a mate. Rhino's getting COVID voting again. There we go. He's already starting it.
He's breaking the rules.
That's right. He does like to break the rules, doesn't he? That's why his state's in lockdown. All right. Is everybody ready to start the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
So I'm going to move my mic so you can see the mirror if you want to stay in sync.
Awesome.
So
Thanks for doing that very lightly. I appreciate that.
you're welcome.
Because that can get really loud.
Oh yeah, the rattling when you move a mic.
It's just a mate. And in the corner under, I'm assuming, Greg, that's you as Hannibal Lecter.
Yes, that is me as Hannibal Lecter.
Okay. There will be a timestamp there. So when we start the movie, you guys can see, yep, there it is right there. You guys can see where we are and follow along. So I guess we should all get queued up and then give ourselves a countdown. Everybody ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's play in 3, 2, 1. I haven't seen this intro for a while. Remember, this was like in front of all the movies.
TriStar.
Yes, TriStar. I believe it's in front of Ghostbusters, isn't it? Yes, it is. Columbia and TriStar, I believe.
Yes, this is my true form. That's Hannibal Lecter. I'll eat your ass.
Oh my gosh.
I will eat my neighbor's ass.
Like crawl.
I love how it starts out like that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I could have read that. I love that. They blew it.
They blew
They
it.
blew it.
This movie has such a great cast.
Mhm.
It's like just the perfect cast.
Megatron. Brother Optimus is already hiding in his trailer. That was. Every time Rhino gets laid, Daniel Andrews loses his wing.
Oh my god.
And the chat's in the mood tonight. That's good to see.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, him in his bat form, it always creeped me out.
Yeah. Yep.
Especially towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Oh.
This movie has great effects.
Such good effects. I know.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Such good effects.
For a low budget movie at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Miss Martin's in the chat. Hello, Teresa.
Hi.
Hey, Teresa.
Hello, hello.
Written by Shane Black.
What?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Oh man, I love the look of his wives.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so creepy.
She didn't put up much of a fight, did she? Mhm. Cool. No pressure.
Yeah.
I know, right?
None.
These skeleton guys are just way creepier than anything out of Goonies.
Not the watch party subhuman, but I will be putting out Halloween themed videos every day. Yes. Really good opening sequence.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, it's a 1 years older brother.
Yeah. And what's the other kid with him? Like, he's familiar.
Ooh. Definitely not PC, this movie, huh?
No.
I've seen that other kid in other movies too. I can't remember which one though.
Good night, Mara.
Ooh, again.
He kind of looks like a Greg Brady clone.
Yeah.
Look at his penny loafers.
Yep.
So cool.
Uh-oh. You're gonna get it.
Works.
Yep. Hey, AF Cave Art is in the chat. Hey. Hail.
Hi. Look at Fat Kid. He's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you are, but what am I?
I know.
Oh, Infinity Calls too. This takes me back.
Infinity. Mm-hmm.
Wolf Torque.
Scary German guy. Oh.
I had that shirt fat kid's wearing.
Really?
Yeah, TNC Surf Designs.
Hmm. I like this like 80s trope with the two like blue collar working dorks.
I used
Or
to use
seem
that
be in,
line
like,
all the
every single
time
movie. Yeah.
when somebody would go do something. I'm like, okay, I'll stay here and make spooky sounds.
Uh-oh.
Smack.
Look, I'm gonna look out the window. Their clubhouse is awesome.
Yeah, I know.
Especially with the view.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, sibling love.
Yeah.
This has a very ET feel.
Yes.
He's just driving a car. Not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
That's quick.
Ooh.
I like that effect there.
Yeah, me too.
The skull.
Yep. You want to roll over the timestamp again, Greg, for Blake?
Parenting.
Yep. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Blow smoke right in his face. It's cool.
Bought the pack.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Oh, even the mummy looks good in this movie.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And the
Good
creature
attention
and
to
the creature
detail.
from the back. Oh man.
Yeah. Hmm.
They all look so good in this movie. More people need to see this movie.
They do.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
God, look at that.
Mhm.
Wow.
Cool.
Look at that.
Such a great cutaway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When did you start dancing on the van?
Look at that mummy. Look at that
I know.
mummy. God, that looks so good.
Yeah, it does. Hmm.
Great creature effects. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Look at that. God. How? Yeah.
And then you knock it over in your sleep and you have a house fire. Yeah, pretty much.
This is one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Such a dad.
Yeah. That poor little boy.
I know.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
That poor little boy.
Yeah, Robotech t-shirt.
A squad is a girl group.
Oh, God. AOC and Elon Omar. Peanut.
Hey, kitty bear.
Cannot have a fart joke.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Little doggo.
good question. How does a dog get up there?
Uh-huh. That's right, Rhino. It's a good movie. People don't talk very much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does look like the house from True Blood.
Who plays Frankenstein? He looked like the guy who was on Coach.
You know what? Is it?
Looks kind of like him. The guy's in the stand. M-O-O-N, Bell's Moon.
Let's see.
Tim's quiet. It might be a trivia question.
I finally got this shit to sync up, so
Ah, Answered. What a nice German.
It's a callback from the original Frankenstein movie.
Oh my gosh! You know what I just realized? I've been talking and I've been on mute.
Oh. How come nobody's responding to
Yeah,
me?
I was like, why isn't anybody answering my question? Now, is he the guy from Poltergeist? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Well, it's like
I'll look it up on my
the
phone.
second one. Is it the second Poltergeist?
Oh, see, this one must not. It's probably not a trivia question.
No, it's not.
It's not. Oh.
Nothing outside the movie, really. Because that's too hard.
All right.
I'm looking. I don't think it is.
Mm.
He was in Amityville too.
Probably a lot of horror movies, right?
Yeah. Now the guy who plays Frankenstein's monster is Tom Noonan.
Yeah. Indestructible. I know that line.
No, it's not Boomer. That's who Greg was thinking of. Tom Noonan plays the monster. Yeah.
Oh, I'm game for that. Let Evo rule.
No, he was on V, the miniseries, and so was Duncan, the guy that plays Dracula. I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, both of them.
Nice. Right. Nice.
He's not even reading. He's just looking at the kids.
Mm-hmm.
He memorized it.
He's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
Mm-hmm.
Gods, we have somebody joining us right now.
Amazing.
Yeah. Hey, Andre.
Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
Good. How's my timing? I was trying to make it work for you all here.
We are
Impeccable,
about
sir.
40 minutes in.
Of the
40
movie.
minutes? Yes. Yeah.
So you're just over halfway, or you're like halfway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, don't let me interrupt you. Keep watching. You want me to come back? You want to just call it a night? How do you want to do it?
If you want to come back, or if you want to watch, do you want to watch along with us at all?
I'll watch for a little bit, and then I'll take care of some business I got to take care of, and then I'll jump back in, and we'll hang out after. How about that?
That sounds fantastic.
That was awesome.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming,
All right.
sir. This is
Thanks for coming.
huge honor. Huge.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I enjoy looking forward to hanging out. And you got trivia or something going on after? That's
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
All
Tim
right.
actually wrote some trivia questions for this.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hang out for that for a little bit too. I'll come back in a few, and you guys enjoy.
Okay.
Thanks, Andre.
Thank you, Andre.
All righty.
That's cool.
Oh my God.
That is cool.
That is so
Look at him.
We're going to have a connection here. Spit take number 1.
Oh,
Yeah, this movie has like a lot of spit takes.
it does actually. You're right. Yeah.
Oh,
I love her. Yeah,
I love that line.
mm-hmm.
What ya look?
I like the next shot.
Hey, they're all running away,
Mhm.
and he's just smiling like, "Hey."
So the reason he has the connectors on his head is they had to make it not look like the Universal Frankenstein, or they'd get sued. So they kind of had to make him look different enough.
Mhm.
They could use the name, but just not the design.
Yeah, Trey. He'll be back.
Yes, he's gonna come back, Trey. He's gonna come back and hang out to the movie, man.
That's
So-
really interesting. I didn't know that, Tim. But he's still
He's chicken shit.
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I like it more, to be honest. It's
Uh-huh.
I'll be. Yeah.
Please don't die.
Please don't die.
Please don't die. I always forget how.
Doesn't he
tall
knock him on the
Tommy is.
ground?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
he looks like, what'd you just do that for?
I know.
Like little sister.
I
Now,
like their misogyny.
Yeah, Blake, that was Andre
Yes,
Gower that
that
played
was
Sean. Yeah,
Sean.
the lead,
Mhm.
the lead, the top line of the cast. So
this part's funny. She never has clothes on.
my type of girl.
She's always changing.
She always is. Yeah.
This is a really good scene here.
It really is.
Hmm.
Mhm. Oh yeah, absolutely, Rhino.
Oh, he's got his cloak off. That's awesome.
Yeah.
My favorite part's coming up.
Is it the montage?
Yes.
Yes.
I recorded it with the tape recorder as a kid, and I would like play it like it was just a song, you know?
Oh
Because it
yeah.
is a song. Duh.
I love watching Rudy make the silver bullets.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, yep.
here it is. No, this is when he's doing the steaks first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making a little bird box here, you know? Not.
Until you're at the top.
Song was also used in a made-for-TV movie about driving school that had all the kid stars like of the time. So they're like at a dance or whatever at the high school.
This is the funniest thing.
I've been singing this all week and my wife's about to kill me. So she's like, what is that from?
I could tell you drop.
He's short. He's so slick in this scene. Don't be too obvious, Rudy.
Yeah, no kidding.
You already belong on the field with your leather jacket.
Here it comes. Spit take number 2.
Yeah, here we go.
I love the idea that Frankenstein's just some poor, lonely, misunderstood creature.
He always is, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
What a great fucking actor, man. He's Dracula.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very sinister, but not like cheesy over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elizabeth. I just couldn't give a shit.
Thanks, Rhino. This is an awesome scene right here.
Yeah.
Dragons.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Very
Really good
transition.
direction. Like when you pass the corner and
Mhm.
of the phone booth and stuff. Perfect.
This movie is really well made.
It really is.
Yeah. The editing is amazing. Just the cuts.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cell phones would just make this a lot easier, wouldn't it?
It's a period piece now, so
Yeah.
hmm
The little boy always sees the monster.
hmm Yeah.
Butt love.
But love.
I love the way these kids talk to each other.
Yeah.
uh-huh.
that's how me and my friends talk to each other. Probably because of this movie.
Yeah.
It probably had a bit of an influence.
I remember.
Torqued. That's not sleazy at all.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hashtag me too. I love that he's always just fat kid.
Fat kid.
Oh.
God, this movie is so underrated.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying that for 30 years.
A lot of people have been, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the set work, everything is great.
Somebody needs to teach Frankenstein how to tiptoe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, isn't he such a badass now?
Hey, Soul Assassin.
Wolfman's got
Wolfman's got nards.
I do remember the TV spots, and that's the only line I remember from the time.
Wolfman's got nards.
Ah, I love the Brides of Frankenstein. They look of
Mhm.
Dracula.
Oh, yeah.
They look so
Mhm.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All the crosses and garlic and everything to keep Dracula away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Oh my god, I forgot about this one.
All for a jump scare there.
Oh,
No, the pizza on the
yes. Yep.
Love that Land Rover.
King Kong's scary.
It was boss.
Someone needs to clip that laugh.
Yeah. Love it.
I'm gonna shit.
Don't be a wuss. Okay. That's a very strong arrow.
Mhm.
I know, right? Band-Aid
That's
breath.
pretty well done, though.
It is, yeah.
Band-Aid breath.
Yeah, that was well done. Hmm.
Ew, this is making me dizzy.
I love
That's
that
a neat
shot.
trick.
Kind of like
Oh,
spinning.
man.
Yeah, spinning is a cool trick.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, one of the points I saw made on the website is this is like the most ruthless Dracula ever. He's trying to kill kids by blowing this treehouse up. Like, yeah.
Oh yeah. With
Yeah, not exactly
dynamite.
polite.
Great line.
What did he say?
Meeting adjourned.
Meeting adjourned.
Oh.
That was really necessary.
Oh. Shoot. At this point, why are you not shooting?
I know.
Even though, like, it won't hurt him, but still.
Baby Megatron.
I would have stuff.
She's got her bags packed and all that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. The scene is awesome. Oh man, I love their costumes.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the actor's favorite line.
I'm in the goddamn.
I bet it is.
Yeah.
He's got that
Mhm.
cigarette hanging from his mouth and
I
everything.
love it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Back up.
There you
He hit him while driving a car with one hand. He's probably
A
not
bat.
even left-handed.
That's a hell
I
of a shot.
know.
What a
Really
badass.
great shot.
Badass.
This is the part that was like, oh.
Yeah, this is a creepy part. The whole next 5 minutes are pretty creepy.
Ooh.
Son of a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Oh.
Damn.
I love this.
Oh. Look.
God, those effects, so good.
Yay.
Mhm.
Great line coming up here.
Jumped on the back. I love that.
It's fantastic.
Bang.
Ah. I hope so. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. Nice shot.
My name. He's Horace. That's awesome.
That's a real Dracula power. He can teleport like in the original novel. So,
Really?
yep.
This Dracula really is brutal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He'll show how brutal he is in a minute here.
Mhm.
I tried to pick up a kid that way once. Mom didn't like it.
Oh.
Hey, thank you. Oh, go.
Bogus. Nice. Got the thumbs up from Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not every day you get one of those.
Look at the dog.
That's got to be the same clock tower as Back to the Future.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Aww.
I was accidentally muted as well. Oh, shit.
Oh
I was like talking. I'm like, why isn't anybody answering me?
no.
Yeah.
Best part of the movie.
Oh yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Here's your chain.
Yeah. Who's your chain? Best line of the movie. Mm. We're the monster school. Yeah.
Roll credit.
Fantastic. It's a short movie that is to the point and doesn't have any drag spots. It's
I know. Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, soundtrack is really good too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also took the time to set up the story in the beginning part before it
Yeah.
made the present time.
Yeah. Yep.
Mhm.
It's such a good movie. Oops.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra. Yep. Yeah, that was a great Dracula.
Hell yeah.
And you're right, he is
Mhm.
very brutal.
Yeah.
He called a 5-year-old. Was she 5? She's
Yep.
Five,
Mhm.
right? A
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah. Great line.
very much so. I love that. It's funny too. My wife's asleep because she has to work really early in the morning, and she's like, "Wish I could stay up and watch it with you." I'm like, "We can watch it again sometime." She's like, "Well, you won't want to watch it again very soon." I'm like, "Yeah,
Are you
if you watch it
kidding?
tomorrow, we can watch it tomorrow," because she's never seen it. Yeah, she's
She's
never
never
seen it.
seen it.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
You need
No.
to initiate her into the new fandom,
Absolutely.
the growing fandom for this.
Yes.
Right.
I love this soundtrack. It's so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get the trailer for the documentary pulled up.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, because Sean's definitely one to, or Sean Andre's definitely gonna
Andre.
want to
Yes. Yeah.
talk about that because I didn't.
Mhm,
Yeah, I can't wait to see it.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
The documentary?
Oh,
No, the
I'm
trailer
talking
for the
about
documentary.
Yeah, you've seen the trailer.
I haven't seen the documentary. I mean, I didn't even know about it until a couple days ago. So
Yeah,
I'll pull
it's
that.
right up my
It
alley.
looks like it was at like some festivals and stuff, and like
Yeah, it was.
or something
It
like
was.
that.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Let's pull it up here real quick.
It's now going to be available
Okay.
to purchase for everybody at the end of this month. What, 27th, October 27th, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a YouTube channel called Wolfman's Got Nards as well.
Nice.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yes.
Really?
He's a horror channel as well too. Yeah. All right, let's watch this trailer, and then I will let Sean know we are done because I want to check this out. I think everybody should check it out too. Because, yeah. Well, then make sure I remember to share my audio because I always fucking forget that.
Me too.
But yeah, this when does it come out? Greg, you
I
pre-ordered
think it's
it,
the
right?
30th, right?
Is it the 30th?
27th is when it becomes available.
Okay.
I ordered it. It said it'd be delivered up by 29th.
29th. Okay. Okay. Cool. Here we go. Let's watch the trailer for this thing.
just something that I've always known. I can always go back to it. It's helped me through some really hard times.
That emotional comfort of coming home.
That safe net when I didn't feel safe.
It takes me back to my childhood every single time.
It's like hearing that great rock song when you get your first kiss or something. You always are going to remember it.
How many of you had never seen Monster Squad before tonight? You're welcome.
You're welcome.
The seed for the movie was I want to do the Little Rascals Meet the Universal Monsters.
Scaring the hell out of kids seemed like a great idea, and then the laughs played against that.
It was a crazy time. Everything happened very fast.
This is probably the biggest thing I'm ever going to do. I didn't know that this would be such a formative beginning.
When Dracula lifted her up,
He hissed at me.
I didn't have a lot of work to do because she was actually terrified.
On an opening night, we went to all the theaters that it was playing.
I will not forget that.
It was a huge hit. And by it, I mean the Lost Boys.
There was 7 or 8 people in the theater.
And then it disappeared.
I never got the sense that this movie
Really,
was
Blake?
finding a new audience or that its original audience were enjoying it again.
The first time I ever saw Monster Squad,
I was at a sleepover party with a friend of mine. It was on HBO.
Every time we go to the video store, that's what I rent.
I even had a bootleg DVD.
The word got out.
Everything we had seen up till then had all been kid stuff, and this was the first taste of something dangerous.
These kids are real kids.
We were a part of the squad.
we went to school with them and we are them.
this movie resonates.
They put up the ticket saying Monster Squad reunion.
It sold out real fast.
Wait, you know this movie?
I did try to start my own Monster Squad.
We never actually performed any jobs.
We did the same thing.
Friends because we have this one weird thing in common that nobody else knows about.
This is a zine I did. It's called I Had Rudy.
Wow.
Oh, that's
What a really
neat.
pleasant surprise that this seed that we planted grew into something.
It's like shooting a basket in 1987 and then it doesn't go in until 20 years later.
That is awesome.
Hell yeah.
That is awesome. Wow. I can't wait to watch that. I absolutely can't wait. And you wrote the trivia questions, correct, Tim?
I did, yep. And the answers,
Oh.
as it would happen.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, if it's
And
just
Greg, you
about the
didn't cheat.
movie.
That
It
way
is, yeah. I tried not to do
really
any.
should be trivia without any answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna do like a monster one, but even then, like you can get the answer in the movie. So
Yeah, it's like our trivia video on our Star Trek watch parties where we have the next time we do a watch party, we actually have Greg does trivia for the last 2 episodes. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, this new trivia app we started getting is it's working great. Actually, Monday night we're actually gonna have our first trivia stream where all we do is play trivia. So
That's right.
nice.
hey, Andre. Hey, welcome back.
I'm back like magic.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing? So it just it's over. You finished?
Yeah.
Yes, we just finished it. Yeah,
Okay.
we actually watched the trailer to the documentary as well right after it was over. So
Okay.
that looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's really exciting.
Yeah, there's actually 2 trailers out there. There's one a little shorter and one that's on the website that's a little bit longer. But no, thanks for watching that. That's awesome. Who's all here? Like what I've got Jeff. I can see Jeff, Tim, Greg, and my nerdy home.
That is Steph. Yes,
That's
Stephanie.
Steph. Okay, there's no Stephanie
Yeah.
there. And is that everybody? Is that what can I see? Awesome. I think I've got everybody then.
that was first time I watched it in a while.
Okay.
I think like all of us here, like with all our friends and our younger brothers and sisters, we all watched it together. That's how we found it as kids. And Tim, did you start your own Monster Squad with your friends like we did?
Oh yeah, just like
We
the guy in
had-
the documentary said.
We had
the
little
cards.
cards and everything. Yeah, we did. We did.
And like I said in my tweet, we made weapons, and I could go into detail
did.
about what we made, but these were probably pretty deadly. And luckily, we didn't ever have a reason to use them because, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we were going to have to fight any monsters. And then I went to my grandfather's house, about 30 miles away, and we started building this tree house just because of the movie. So it wasn't as big as the one in the movie, but it was probably half as big. So
Nice.
yeah.
Now that, because look, it's not the first time that I've heard almost those exact kind of stories,
right?
But each one is different and individual and new because it's yours and it's yours. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Stockton, California.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, I think your sister was born in Fresno.
She was, yeah.
So that's, probably halfway to LA from Stockton. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Up by Sacramento, yeah.
Yeah, I've been through it. And Jeff, where did you grow up?
I grew up in Evansville, Indiana.
Okay.
It's the very southern tip of Indiana, right near Kentucky.
Oh no, I know
south,
it.
southwest, yeah.
Always had the worst college basketball uniforms because they had sleeves.
Yes. Yes, they did. Oh god, they were so bad.
See, now I'm aging myself here to tell you what era I know college basketball in Evansville. So I was a huge college basketball buff. I actually played basketball in college. So
nice.
Early 90s, mid 90s college basketball was literally my entire life. And Stephanie, where are you from?
I am born and raised in South Texas.
Okay.
I don't really say the city, but yeah, South Texas.
Okay, awesome. I've been to Corpus Christi. Does that count?
Yes, it counts. I'm very close. I'm close to Austin.
Oh, so yeah, like Corpus Christi is like way down there. Like it was amazing. Like if anybody's ever been to Texas, it never ends. You're always in. You're always. You can just drive forever, and it's always in.
Yeah.
Where's Greg from?
Born and raised in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
I have been to Green Bay, Wisconsin. I was fortunate enough to go there. I had to work there for like 5-6 days in a whole other kind of world, but I got to work in an office in Lambeau for like 6 days.
Nice.
Which was great.
Very nice.
And got to experience Green Bay, which is a whole other thing in itself. So I love Austin, by the way. It's one of my favorite towns. So I don't know. I feel like I just kind of came in here and hijacked everything. So
no, this is great. Hijack away.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're saying the first time you watched the movie in a while. Is anybody never seen it?
Not on the panel.
There was some in the chat. Looks like who was it that said they just watched it? Blake said it was his first time watching it tonight. A few people as well, but a lot of people have really liked it. And it's funny too, because there's a lot of times I meet people and I talk about the movie and they're like, what movie are you talking about? I'm like, you've never seen that movie? You grew up in my time in the 80s.
So this is exactly like Tim, when you were talking about growing up and building the weapons, doing that. This is what's interesting. That's why I asked you where you were from. Because it's fascinating to me to learn these stories of who was where and when and why was the real question that led to making a documentary. Because Jeff, you're like, what do you mean you don't know this movie? So when these kids were growing up, when you were growing up and you watched this movie, when you saw it, you're like, this is my jam. Like I'm going to go build a fucking treehouse, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you go tell your friend, come to my treehouse, like for Monster Squad, and they go, what are you talking about? And that was such the weird disconnect when this movie came out, that some people saw it and they held onto it tight, and other people never even heard of it. And then they see it years later and like, you don't understand how much I wish I had seen it when I was 10 or 12. So those were always those fascinating stories. But really the catalyst and the inspiration for even doing any documentary of any sort was stories exactly like you guys' stories of growing up and building a treehouse and how this movie connected and impacted you. And then the documentary actually goes beyond that. It's not just about Monster Squad. It goes like, why do movies connect with people and what makes them change their lives? What is it? And what are those stories? All told through the lens of Monster Squad fans. But Monster Squad has a very unique story in and of itself as a film that absolutely bombed when it came out. And that's it's another thing, like Jeff growing up, or Tim, Stephanie, whenever you saw it did you see it when you were young the first time, or were you older when you saw it?
I was younger when I saw it. My cousin introduced it to me. He's a lot older than I am. But he introduced it to me, and we would watch it nonstop at my grandma's house all the time.
Right.
And so now it's kind of like a tradition on Halloween. We watch it every Halloween when it comes out. It's just like Hocus Pocus. It's those movies that we watch.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Halloween.
Everybody
I love it.
Everybody loves Hocus Pocus.
Yeah.
And everybody's
I have to
heard
make
of
sure.
Hocus Pocus. Not
yeah,
everybody's
but
heard of Monster.
not everyone's heard of the Monster Squad, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
no, we have to watch the Monster Squad too. If we're gonna watch Hocus Pocus, we're watching the Monster
Absolutely.
Squad.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting about sort of the story of the fans is what was important to me to make this documentary, because it wasn't about us and it wasn't about the movie, but the movie itself has a story. And that story only continued to live on because of these fans. And now what's interesting is these fans didn't know each other existed for 20 years, unless you knew your friend in the neighborhood and then you stayed in touch. But then, you know, something like technology, look, we're all in different places right now. We're all sitting around being able to, wax nostalgic about something that, was fun for us as kids.
Absolutely.
And, that really made a difference in 2006 when we had that first reunion screening. And it just, because Monster Squad was dead. It was honestly dead. If you had an old VHS, that you stole or they gave from your local video store, you rent it every weekend, kid, just take it. We're tired of seeing it. I've heard that story at least 700.
Well, it's funny you should say
wow.
that. It's funny you should say that because there was a video, how there was one on every corner in the late 80s. My mom brought it home as a rental. I watched it and I went back and rented it. And, they had several copies. So finally they start selling when they, it's not running out that much. I got it from there. We passed it around the neighborhood until the box was just literally shreds. So Facebook, 20 years later, I found all my neighborhood friends because I moved half the country away. The first thing I ask is, hey, bitch, where's my Monster Squad movie you never gave back? So that's the very first thing I said. So of all the things we did as kids, that's what stuck because we passed it around and probably watched it 50 times the summer of 87 and 88. So
you watched the trailer to Wolfman's Got Nards. That story of passing around that copy, whether it was from the video store or something you recorded off of HBO.
Yeah.
Those stories abound as well. And what's cool is we have a little kind of insert shot of a VHS tape going into a VCR and starting to play, and that was something cool that the producer and the main guy that actually physically made the documentary with Henry McComas. That's his story. His older brother showed him the movie. And he had a box of tapes in the attic or something. He ended up seeing it. And usually when you find a box of tapes in the attic, they're not,
not kids movies.
But but Henry saw this as he was really young when he saw it. And he was born in the 80s. So he's a 90s kid. And his older brother had, a box of tapes that were just in the attic. And there was a tape that had just like a piece of masking, a VHS tape that had a piece of masking tape on it that just said Monster Squad. And he watched it and was instantly connected with this movie. And he started taking it around the neighborhood in his cul-de-sac and sharing it with his friends. But what they did is every time someone took it, they drew, like with marker, one of the monsters or added something to their VHS.
Awesome. That's so
and so we sort of mimic that a little in that trailer. So that's a little homage to Henry's kind of story. And what's crazy about a movie impacting someone and stories coming full circle is Henry, my guy that I made the doc with. There's a handful of other people which were awesome, but Henry's the main driving force on physical production. He found this movie, loved it, showed it to as many people as he possibly could as a 90s kid, grew up, goes to film school, moves to 3 or 4 different states, ends up in LA, and we meet at my friend's office building by happenstance, just timing. I was there to pick up my friend for lunch. And this guy comes out of the office and is like, holy shit. And I'm like, hey, how are you? And we ended up making a documentary together.
Nice.
And that's the only reason. So talk about Henry. I love listening to Henry tell his story about how not only Monster Squad impacted him as a kid and as a filmmaker, because he's a genre fan, but he's not just a genre only fan. And his life is completely different, because of this. But then he got to make a movie. He always tells me, he's like, I grew up watching the Monster Squad, and then I got to make a film with the Monster Squad. He's
Yeah.
going, I don't know how to weave that into my brain. And but see, you just add that to the bucket of all these great stories, and that's really what the essence of the doc really tries to capture.
That's fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
I know. I already ordered
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
And I can say that we are in a community with a lot of people, and I don't think we'll have a problem getting a lot of people to take a look at this documentary and purchase it. So it's one we're definitely going to push.
Absolutely, that'd be great. I appreciate it. It's
yes.
What's awesome about this release, it took a lot longer than a lot of it because we festivaled 2 years ago.
Wow.
And we had an amazing 7-month film festival run and won awards and won the festival all over the world. And then it just kind of went dormant for a while for a couple different reasons that all kind of congealed to delay something. But we had actually a deal done last summer, and it should have been done. And welcome to Hollywood and some different things and some missed emails here and there. Not at my that deal ended up not happening, and we had to start from scratch in like March, right when COVID was hitting. And it's interesting with this partner that we have with Gravitas. They're really in that VOD space, and I think that's almost perfect for right now. But they listened. When we were talking about if you're not going to do it, then someone else has to come in and do it, because a lot of Monster Squad fans are physical media people, and they want to collect stuff. And even if they're not physical media collectors, they are Monster Squad collectors, and they're going to want a Blu-ray or a DVD to put on the shelf right next to all their other stuff.
Yep.
And luckily, they ended up putting out, it's done different now. Like, you don't have to manufacture, 10,000 Blu-rays and warehouse them and then, have, Martha and Justin in the back, licking envelopes and mailing out DVDs.
Yeah.
It's done different now, but luckily they saw the value in putting out there. Boy, we didn't know, we had the announcement of actual release just the other day, and that Amazon pre-order went bonkers.
Yeah.
Really?
And yeah, we were by the end of the first day, we were in the top 25 of all movies on Amazon.
Wow.
For sales.
That's impressive.
And
that's fantastic.
We were the number one documentary, and we were the number one special interest, and we were number 2 in horror.
Wow.
By the end of that first day. That's changed over the last 24 hours, but because it kind of goes like that. But
even so,
we weren't expecting that. That just means those fans went out and rocked it. But Tim, like you said, that's really what it is, because there's not a giant studio behind this. There's not a big marketing campaign, and I've got my publicist that's working with me, and I'm really kind of leading the charge again of getting this doc out, because I have a studio partner, a bunch of production people. Was awesome, and but it's personal to me. It's my movie to get out and try to make it happen. And I appreciate the signal boosts and the shout outs, and it's one of those things, like, if that core Monster Squad group, if half of them actually watch it or buy it, that's a decent number.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. If half, if each one of them goes and is responsible for like a half another person, to engage with the original film or engage with the documentary, that it just kind of grows and grows. And I think on VOD, depending on where everybody lives, it's accessible to everybody. You don't. The only option is not buying a Blu-ray. That's just an option.
Right.
We got the information on how many providers, the platforms are going to provide the movie when it releases on the 27th. It's a pretty good list. It's all the major cable outlets. Dish Network's doing a big thing. It'll be Amazon Prime for rental and digital download, iTunes, and a lot of places don't get multiples. And so I'm lucky with Gravitas Ventures. The distributor that's putting out, they're really in that space, and do a good job of getting it on these platforms, because a lot of people watch movies on video on demand, and they download it or they rent it, and that's I think that helps with this to getting out to a big audience, so everybody can enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
But word of mouth is always a big thing.
Yep,
absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it works, because prior to doing this live stream today, I had no idea that documentary existed. I found it today.
Neither did I.
I bought it as soon as I saw the trailer. I'm like, this looks great. I'm like, I got to see this.
Yeah.
So,
okay. Oh, well, great. That's awesome. Thanks. You could have
but
very
not knowing-
easily waited and just rented it, in a month or so. But
I want to, yeah.
I love it. Thank you. And if you hate it, give it to a friend. It's always a weird thing when you see a garage sale and you see a movie you're in for like $1 on a DVD.
Right.
You're like, it's like, do you know what you have here?
Yeah, I know, right?
I've actually been somewhere and I saw someone selling a Monster Squad DVD. I was like, I'll take that from you. But it's because they don't, they're the other half. Like you either know everything about it or you've never heard about this movie. And that's because it bombed in 1987.
I can't.
Absolutely bombed. And we cover that in the doc. There's a big section about the history of it and the release and the letdown and the bombing and the rubble. So
who was talking about that? Was it you, Tim? Who said before we started the movie?
Yeah. Some of the stuff I've read over the years, Andre, is like it kind of had a hard time finding an audience because it is pretty gory. So it's like parents probably didn't want to let their kids watch it, but the parents didn't want to watch it because, it's a bunch of kids. That's the perception, not really the reality. So I think that is kind of the biggest thing. So
that's you're right on the nose with I think is 50% of the problem of why it didn't. The other half was the marketing campaign, which added to what you were talking about. It was. This is just completely my opinion as someone who was inside of it, but commenting as an outside observer about the effect that had. What you were talking about, Tim, is the movie was too kid-like for the older teens that were cool, that wanted to go see something. They were going to go see a kids movie.
No,
they were going to go see The Lost Boys, which came out 2 weeks. Which came out 2 weeks prior. Hammered the box office for a month, and it was also too dark or scary or gory for 8, 9, 10-year-olds, which are a big movie going audience. And so you're really left with a very small window of pre-teens or this in-between group, which now we know that that's an actual market and we call them tweens. They didn't have that back then.
No.
Right.
And I always joke that I always say that in a theater full of people, and it gets a good robust roar. I was like, had they known that little window was an actual thing, we would have made the first tween movie ever. And by now we probably would have made like Monster Squad 8 Breaking Dawn or something, it's been one of those things because it would have just taken off. But the other thing that didn't help is it had a PG-13 rating, and that kind of stunts your access right there because parents are not. They don't want to go in and see a monster movie with their kids. They drop them off and buy the ticket and go. But then a lot of things, it's like, hey, I'll drop my 12-year-old off at the mall to go see this movie, but I saw the trailer and there's no way in hell I'm letting my kids see this movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that, that it all ties in to make a great recipe for box office drainage. For a bomb, which and it has nothing to do with the movie or the quality, or the performances or the effects, because all of that is actually pretty good.
Oh, they're the best monsters that I've ever seen.
Yes,
they're my favorite monsters that I've ever seen on film. My absolute favorite.
I don't disagree with you. I'm a little biased because I also know all the guys that made those creatures, right? It was fascinating to watch those guys work. Monster Squad's even more important in that small segment of this industry now because those guys invented new ways to make practical monsters using new equipment and new technology and new artistic creative ways. But they were making the old monsters, and they had new materials and new ways to do stuff, and they innovated stuff as they did this. Out of a new, studio that was run by a guy named Stan Winston, who became pretty good at what they did. And it's fascinating because all these creature effects guys were all like 20, 22 years old.
Wow.
when they're starting out, and Stan Winston hired them and assigned them. There's a great Stephanie. If you like these monsters, you'll love the section in the doc where we go talk to the guys that made them.
Oh yes.
Oh
And
yeah.
we get some
Awesome.
cool.
Good
We get some
stuff.
cool BTS stuff of when they're actually creating these monsters and the backstory of how Steve Wang came up, with the paint concept and and making the Gillman suit, because he and Matt Rose made the Gillman suit, which I think these creatures, and especially the Gillman suit, what Steve and Matt did with that, because that's actually one piece.
Wow.
Oh really?
It's a
That whole bodysuit is one piece. And then the hands go on, and the head is one piece. And ironically, Tom Woodruff Jr., who became a very famous creature performer and also is a very famous creature effects creator, he did the Frankenstein makeup. He created that. But he's also the guy in the Gillman suit. It was the first creature he ever performed as.
Wow.
So this changed his life and career as well. But that he gets glued in that suit, and it's all one, and you can't get out.
That's insane.
And
No wonder it looks so good. I mean,
that one suit, the Wolfman stuff is my favorite. It's amazing.
Oh, it's the best Wolfman in movies.
Best Wolfman. Best Wolfman.
The Gillman suit changed the game, and Steve Wang and Matt Rose just became icons. And now all the guys that worked for Stan Winston on Monster Squad, they worked on other movies like Predator and Alien and all those, all those other small box office flops. They all grew up, and they all now own their own effect, and they're the largest names in the industry, and everybody wants to work for them. And back in the day, there was these young guys trying to work for this unknown guy named Stan Winston. So Stephanie, you'll like this section when you're talking about the creature effects, because it's pretty cool.
That's
nice. Fantastic.
I'm looking forward to that part.
Me too.
Yeah, I love the monsters in the movie.
Yeah, they're great. They really are.
All the effects are really good.
We were also talking about how great the Dracula is. It's probably one of the, if not the best on-screen performance for Dracula.
Duncan's
and
awesome.
Dracula is really ruthless in this film. He's a very brutal Dracula too. I mean, just fantastic job for that Dracula.
Yeah.
We were talking about how good that is too.
Yeah,
Just
I love
amazing.
how fabulous Duncan is an on-screen. In on most lists, he's definitely in the top 10. Most he's in the top 5, and a lot he's in the top 3. And I don't disagree. But he is absolutely insane. It's not a campy kids movie whatsoever with this guy as this character. And Jeff, you'll dig the bit because we have Duncan sit down and explain his approach, to bringing this iconic character.
I can't wait.
Iteration. Oh my god!
And Duncan is this very tall, just gorgeous human being, even today, and he's almost 70. Wow. He's just got this voice and this look, and it's like just melts metal just when he looks at you, and and that comes across, and. I think he's a fabulous actor in general, but he's a fabulous actor in this as Dracula. And like you said, he ain't messing around. He is.
No, he's not.
He just this big presence in the movie, and he doesn't even say much.
No, he doesn't at all.
I think in the first 30 minutes, he only says like 3 words in the first half hour of the movie. He's just this presence. Yeah,
he's just commanding on screen. It's fabulous. And what I love of the fact that it was on the page, but it comes across in the movie. It's like, and he doesn't care. Like he's
he blows up y'all's street house.
Yeah,
it's my favorite thing. One of my favorite things to talk about because it's my favorite shot in the movie is he runs for picket fence. And then gets out of his own car and rips the door off his own car.
Yeah.
And we're all pissed. We're all really like, oh my god, don't scratch my car. Like, ooh, there's a on my door, and like he just rips he doesn't care.
Yeah, that's how mad he is.
He throws a stick of dynamite in where he thinks kids are.
Yeah.
He thinks we're in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, this is insane. And that's what just really makes it it's deep and dark and real, and this movie covers a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
we're mainly, not mainly, but Star Wars is something we nerd off about. So I want to tell everyone on the panel and in the chat, Duncan as Grand Admiral Thrawn. If you look on the cover of the first Heir to the Empire book, I think the artist based it on Duncan because he
Oh my
looks
God.
just
Wow.
Yes.
You know what? I've never thought of that. And I nerd out there too, by the way.
Awesome. Yes.
I have read all the Grand Admiral Thrawn books. That's where I was. Are we going on a Star Wars tangent now?
No, I was just going to say,
please rein me in because I definitely will. That's where I wanted the movies to go.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted the movies to go sort of where the novels were. And
oh yeah,
I don't know. We had like 2 Star Wars movies or 3 Star Wars movies and no Luke Skywalker. I didn't want it all. I just wanted some, but I would have loved something else where like I want to see Mara Jade. I want to see like these cool
That's
characters.
what our community is about.
It really is. Absolutely. Yeah.
So can I be in your club then?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. You are.
Right.
Yes.
Yes. But so, and are there other people listening in that dorky group that I'm now in because we can nerd out together?
It's a very big vocal group.
Here's a. Oh man. It's not here. It's in the other house. Oh my God. I would have the story's cool, but I would have just absolutely blown you away. When I was 10, the 3rd movie was coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And being a kid in LA and being in the industry, when I was 10, I'd already worked on a couple of films and some TV shows. So I was like, I was an old timer and, it had all this pull, but I got invited to go to the Academy screening of the 3rd movie.
Wow.
When it was titled Revenge of the Jedi.
Wow.
And so I went to the Academy building, DJ, everybody's there. And if you were a kid that got there, you got like a swag bag and it had art and stickers and toys and action figures.
Awesome.
And all of it was branded Revenge of the Jedi. Before they changed it. Before they changed the title. Before they changed it. And of course I go there and I get this. I'm 10 years old and there's a box with a ship in it. And I see the movie. I'm like, oh, it's great. I'm not an Ewok fan, but that's we'll come to another chat because we all know the original story of what it was supposed to be. It wasn't supposed to be.
Yep.
So yeah. Whatever, George. You bailed out there for merch. I get it, but and only one of them died. Like, come on, only one. They should have all been killed. Only one should have lived.
All right. Yes.
I agree 100,000%. I remember even as a kid, like, how are these things still surviving? What's happening?
I don't. It's so bad.
With their primitive weapons too.
Yes.
So I leave the screening with this bag of swag and all this branding, and there's a box. It was before blister packs, but it was cardboard box with a clear front, has a ship in it. I go home. I'm like, oh, this is cool because this ship's not even in the movie because it wasn't. Mm-hmm. And so I take it out and I played with it for probably 2 years. Little did I know that when I opened all of that stuff and ruined it, that they were going to change the title of the movie, or the ship was not going to be in existence, but I have the toy of a ship that doesn't exist.
Right.
And like, I don't even know where that is. And I'm like, I don't even know how much that would be worth today.
Wow.
Oh God, I can't even imagine.
I wouldn't get rid of it, but I just want to know how much it would be worth. And the only thing I have is you got a button, like a little old school button, and it said Revenge of the Jedi. And
so my God, that's fantastic.
I still have that.
Cool.
That's awesome.
God.
Yeah. And I thought it was in this drawer right here. I was going to pull it out and go "Pachow," but it's not. It's in it.
I see letterhead, internal memos from Lucasfilm that are auctioned on Facebook groups for $20,000. I'm like, it's a piece of paper they used,
Tim,
but people buy that stuff.
It's
insane.
It's
because I had a ship in a box that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But now I have
branded Revenge of the Jedi too. Just the branding. Oh.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, okay, that was our Star Wars tangent. But yeah, I did want to see Thrawn. Who could play Thrawn? Like Boy, Duncan would be great, but he's a little.
Yeah, I think so.
He's too old now. Yeah,
He's too old.
He would have been fantastic for that role.
Jeremy Irons is probably too old. He was thrown around 20 years ago. Like he could do the role. So
he would have been great, right? So now we're left with what, like Cusack? No, he's a dick. No, he comes across as one in all his roles. Like he can't be like a acerbic, jaded Admiral Thrawn. He's got to be like, Cusack's great. I love him as an actor. I don't know. We'll come up with that later. Anyway, next topic, because good gosh, I think we could Star Wars forever, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We can, and
the other thing, I am not name dropping because it had nothing to do with me. It had to do with my former brother-in-law, but because the backstory is he was a hotel and casino kind of designer, conceptual design kind of like project guy, concept guy, and I worked with him for a number of years, and we were doing this big project, and the model was being built by the ILM guys. And so we got to go up to ILM a bunch while they were building our scale model, which was actually like a 10-foot high volcano, and which was going to be a hotel. And but going to ILM, you get to go into the model shop and all that. And that's right when they were starting up episode 1, which we thought was going to be good. Was it not? Sorry, it's not a secret, right? That I just like spoil it. Yeah, Phantom Menace. But anyway, but they were just so. The other cool thing, if we got Star Wars, geek out session, another one is I was in the ILM.
I love the prequels, though. I have to throw that out there. I mean,
I do too. Stephanie, but you know what? They were made for you, and you're much younger than us, so it's so good. So and that's exactly what I understand about Star Wars. They're not made for me. I get it. They don't. It's not they don't care, but they don't make it for me. I understand. But what was cool about when you go to the model shop, and these guys are fantastic artists, right? And there's like sketches on napkins that just blow your mind. But you walk in and like it's like a cube farm. There's like a regular corporate office with shit hanging from the ceiling, like a TIE fighter on a fishing line and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then like leaning randomly up against like the back corner, like kind of askew, is Han Solo and Carbonite. And then you're like, wait, what? Wow. You're like, how is this not like in like a vault in a museum?
Yeah.
And it's just leaning up and you're like, what? But then we had to go back look at our model, and there was a guy, one of the artists, and I looked over, and everything was all hush hush. You had to like sign, like you weren't going to talk and you can't take pictures because they were gearing up pre-production for episode 1, and which no one knew was anything about it or whatever, and we didn't know anything about midichlorians, but I'm in the model shop and we're standing in. Do I come across as bitter? No. I absolutely love it. I know you like it, but one thing I do think is unfair, as another tangent, is the world gave Jake Lloyd a lot of shit, and you know what? It ain't Jake Lloyd's fault.
No.
So I will defend the younger actor on something, even though he was put in an impossible position.
Yeah.
Great face, cute kid. Terrible everything.
Terrible dialogue.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That reminds me of something else I remember. But anyway, let me tell you my model shop.
All of y'all are thinking it. All of you all want to know his thoughts on the new trilogy. I know it. I know you guys are thinking it.
I think he could have told us.
I think he kind of did. Yeah. I'll tell you my new thoughts on the new ones. Let me finish this awesome bit because it's better than Revenge of the Jedi. Yeah. So our hotel models in the like around all this stuff, and I look over to this table and I see like 8 R2 heads, like the top half of the domes of R2, and only and there's a guy with a paintbrush and he's painting the blue, and I'm like, are you fucking making R2 heads right now? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was like, wait a minute. Oh my God, what is happening? And then I looked down and there's the actual body of R2 with the molded seat that Kenny Baker sits in.
Oh my God.
And it has a placard on it as a referencing. It says, Hero Kenny Baker molded seat, do not touch. So of course I touched it.
Of course.
I mean,
You
it's
had
R2.
to.
I touched R. I went ding. I went bloop right on. I touched R2. And so that was a very unique experience. And then
Awesome.
like get to go to the one thing that's cool, that's just in the model shop. I've never been in the vault, which is up at Skywalker Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've been to Skywalker Ranch, which is bitchin' too. But a buddy of mine who worked production on Phantom Menace and who's in it 3 times as an extra, but he had to make a run as a PA to go to the vault. And like, you have to like take all your clothes off and like get a cavity search and all this stuff to go in and out of there, I guess. But he walked in, he's
I've
like,
heard that.
that's where the cool shit is. he's like, I went in there as, and I had to get something and they handed it to me and I was walking and everything's like in, sealed, hermetically sealed and on shelves and it looks rad, he says. And he goes, and Han Solo's gun belt. And we're sitting on a shelf. He was like, that blew my mind. I was like,
wow,
that would have been rad. So those are cool stuff. Despite some of the movies are bad, all that stuff's cool. But Stephanie, you were like, what? You said?
Yeah,
she like,
thinks
I wanted
sequel trilogies.
Yeah, we all.
That's fine. And now there's like a thing online. I'm reading like people are okay with Christensen now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
oh yeah,
not okay with him. Like the movies like. Give these people something to. You had Ewan McGregor for crying out loud.
I know.
And couldn't give them one line of decent dialogue to say.
Except hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there.
And please don't Samuel Jackson doesn't need to be in the movie. That takes you out of a movie. Like if it literally takes you out of the universe you're in, like it's the wrong guy. And I love Samuel Jackson.
It's Samuel Jackson. Yeah.
Even Jimmy Smits does that to me. It's like, what is Jimmy Smits doing here? Like,
I have to admit, it kind of does for me too.
And I love Jimmy Smits.
Mm-hmm.
too.
I loved him in Sons of Anarchy. He works there.
Oh my gosh, he was
he works
awesome. Yeah.
there
Well,
in
he's fantastic.
that space. But
What's
Star
that,
Wars-
Mama? Yeah.
Yeah, Mama. Hey, Mama.
I love that character. Yeah.
Yeah, Stockton. Like you are like something.
Yeah, LA Law. He was great.
That's where it takes place. Yep.
Yeah. LA Law he's great in LA Law and he's great on NYPD Blue. Boom, Bobby Simone dies. That's a tearjerker. I watched all of NYPD Blue last year, like from episode 1 to the end. It killed me. And Rick Schroeder was fantastic.
I was going to say Ricky. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They did him wrong, like when they killed him off, and it's like they rolled him up on a carpet. But that was tear-jerking too. But anyway, what's our next tangent? Like we did that.
Do you want to stay for trivia? Is that?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, boy. Like, did I just ramble and like kill your?
No,
absolutely. No, we wanted to talk about it for a while. Yeah,
this is
absolutely.
enrapturing. So
all right.
Yeah, we know you don't like the prequels, but what did you think about the Disney trilogy, the newest trilogy? Because we are not
This
fans
is
of
a safe space.
This is a safe space. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so you said the Disney trilogy, this means the Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of What's Their Faces.
Rise of Palpatine.
I will say this. I was really excited for Force Awakens. I thought new technique. Then I saw the story, and it's the same fucking story. I don't even get me on the actual physics of making a plasma cannon out of a planet that you're sucking star material. Like it wouldn't have. Never mind. Wouldn't happen. And how do you fucking aim it?
Yeah,
I know.
It would have been better if you can't aim it and you only get like one shot like every 15 days at a certain thing, and but you can't take star material. It would melt. It would melt your entire planet before it got there.
Yeah.
Did anybody go to 7th grade that's writing these movies?
No, they didn't. No,
probably not.
No.
But I thought Force Awakens was a punt. I thought it was a punt. Like they didn't take any risks. They didn't do anything cool.
No.
They had a lot of stormtroopers on trampoline, like with trampolines. I like Rey. I do like Daisy Ridley. I like the character. I like Boyega. And Oscar Isaac is cool. I like those characters. I just didn't like the stories around him. I thought Force Awakens was a punt. Ryan Johnson's thing was a total like what? I thought it was cool for what it did, but meh. And then Rise of Skywalker was like you guys should have just stopped. You know where they should have stopped? With what I think is arguably the most Star Wars movie of all the Star Wars movies, and that's Rogue One.
Really?
Rogue One.
See, I don't mind Rogue One either myself, but
I think it's the most Star Wars movie of almost all the Star Wars movies because it has the original. It's the camera work, it's the grittiness, it's the dirtiness. Yeah, there's great effects, but it's a little more authentic and down and dirty. Some of the stuff is but I thought it was real. I thought there was an impending menace. I liked that it led up. I didn't like the whatever the CGIs of Tarkin and of Leia. I thought you could have done those maybe in reflections or just like one quick thing to be out and be like, oh my God, that was great. Yeah. I didn't like the whole thing of like, then I'm looking
right in your face. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is like Snoke. Right. It's the same tech. It sucks. And it takes me out. But because Rogue One, they made old purposefully, and they should have done that with every single one of them.
Yeah.
They should have made the look and production design and the feel of all three of the ending ones just like Rogue One.
Yeah, I like your analogy that Force Awakens was a punt, and I think if they passed the ball to Rian Johnson, he just popped it. He's like,
yeah, he's like, watch this.
Yeah, pop it. And then JJ had to come back and put duct tape on it and blow it back up again, and just try to figure out how to work it. Yeah,
and that's what it was.
Yeah, pretty much.
They played ball control, and just kind of meh. I'm like, wow, because they know they're going to make it. They don't care.
Well, and the crime of not getting the three together. I mean, that was just wrong.
Oh, yeah, that was
absolutely
a huge
lost.
Misstep.
Yeah,
I'll tell you the one thing now. Granted, we can't prognosticate, and of course, we lose Carrie Fisher like shortly after. Right? So now, whatever grand plans you have, are you have to undo.
Yeah.
But if you're a ballsy writer, I thought one of the best thing in Last Jedi was when Holdo goes to Lightspeed and takes out the giant cruiser. That was a fantastic effect. And using a ship in Lightspeed as a weapon was a phenomenal idea because we don't see that, right? But you actually get alluded to it in Star Wars, the first one, which is called Star Wars when I was a kid, not A New Hope. When he says, flying through hyperspace and like Dustin Crops boy, you can fly too close to a supernova or bounce off, whatever. It's like, it's dangerous. Now we get a payoff from that Han Solo line when Holdo uses a ship as a weapon and blasts and saves everybody. That should have been Leia. That would have been a great
thing,
a ballsy thing. Because we know this guy, we already killed Han Solo. Because it's the only reason Harrison Ford would come back to do the movie. He's like, I've been trying to kill this character since Empire, right? He's like, you got to kill
me off. Yeah,
kill me off. Like, kill this character.
Yeah,
and they do. It was okay. The fact that his son's killed him, like that was cool. Not cool, but it was intriguing. But I thought like Leia, that would have been her role. Like, I didn't agree with Leia allowing Holdo to do that. Because she said, I'm going to stay. Someone's got, and she's like, no, we can't actually. She's like, you're not. Go. Leia should have, tripped her and pushed her into the other one and gone and sealed off and done it herself. That would have been an epic way to go. But they were like, oh, we get Carrie Fisher for the next 5 movies. Oh, do you?
Right.
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to Monday morning quarterback that the fact that the whole world loses Carrie Fisher as a human being, but. Even if she's still alive today, like, kill that character in that way, that'd been fantastic. And then Luke can come out of nowhere and be like, well, shit, everybody's gone. It's up to me to get this back and pass the torch, and then I'll go. Fantastic. But then I didn't know, Force Ghosts could like control weather and shit. I was like, then why didn't you do this the whole time?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. We're right there with you.
Yeah, why didn't we just do this It's the same thing that gets me about Lord of the Rings at the end. When they went through all of this shit, and then all you had to do was go get like some ghosts to do it for you. It was like, why didn't you do that on day 1?
Right.
All over. Bye. Let's go back to the Shire and have some ale.
Yeah.
It's like, Sean Bean wouldn't have died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he has to. Right? Anyway,
He does.
there's trivia.
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
I'm rambling again. What's the trivia?
Sean Bean always dies.
Good stuff.
Sean Bean always dies. He has to die. It's in his contracts.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Go. What's the? Okay. Start the. I'll referee.
Okay, I think Greg went to the restroom. He said, "Be right back." He's controlling the trivia, but he went ahead and put it on screen right here. Monster Squad trivia. So I need to get the link from him as well. Of course, he
Yeah, and
needs to go.
I'll read them since I am not going to be participating because I created the questions.
Because you created the trivia. Yeah.
Yeah. There's only 15. I didn't want to go too long with them. And I really thought about them. I was out on the back deck with a drink and just, hey, that would be a good question. That would be a good one. So
Were you drinking a pumpkin beer?
no, it was a work night, so I was drinking a soda. So
it's a work night, so he's drinking straight Jack Daniels.
yeah, there you go.
Stephanie's
We've been doing.
I have a Shiner Bock in my hand. So.
Hey.
Oh, do you? Sorry,
No.
Lone Star. Right. Sean.
Oh.
Hey, Shiner Bock, Ruby Red, great. That's a good beer. That's a
I don't think I've
fun
had that
refreshing beer. It's got Ruby Red grapefruit in the Shiner Bock. It's pretty good.
Interesting.
And I'm not a big drinker anymore. I don't do it. I'm not good at it any longer.
Well, Jeff actually has a series called The Cantina, and I just started one called The Tavern. And sometimes we get on there together and we just record. We're trying something new, mainly craft beers. So that's one we need to try, Jeff.
Yeah,
I'll have to do it. Yeah.
It's not like independent super crap, but it's a different and it's a smaller run. It's super refreshing. Like it's like I'm the nerd. I'm the weirdo that likes super light crisp beer, like poured over shaved ice.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm thoroughly weird.
That's why I'm drinking water right now, because Jason was over here today. We recorded 4 episodes. We did 4 different beers. One of them was one of them was a bomber. So we were like, we won't finish the whole thing. We drank the whole thing. and then the last beer we had was 11% alcohol by volume. So it was quite. It was yeah. It's just wait to see this one. It's very interesting, very, very interesting. Greg put the link to the trivia in the chat. It's also in the private chat, Steph, if you want to grab it too.
Oh, I already did.
You did?
I scanned the little.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can scan the code and join on your phone. We found this site, Crowdpurr is the name of the site, PURR, and we've been using it for trivia ever since. And we do Star Trek watch parties on Sunday nights and Tuesday nights. And the following watch party, Greg will actually make trivia and game for the last 2 episodes we watched, the previous episode. So cool. It's been very fun. Actually, this Monday night on my channel, we're going to start our very first trivia game stream. So it'll be all trivia. We'll have like 5 different categories, 10 questions each. We're going to do it every Monday night. We want to try to do something different. So
yeah, very fun.
Yeah.
Now, when you say Star Trek, so which series?
All the original series.
Yep.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. I've never seen it, so this is my first time watching it through. So
okay, I'm a original series is great. Shatner, Nimoy, Kelly, awesome people. I've met Nichelle Nichols. That's awesome. I've been to conventions with her. I'm a TNG fan.
Nice.
I like TNG. I was actually shooting I was doing a television show on the Paramount lot for 2 seasons, the same inaugural first 2 seasons of TNG. So I would ride my bike over and visit Will. And I met Patrick Stewart in the makeup trailer.
Wow.
While they were like, no one knew who he was. And like the show hadn't come out. And then like I went on the set and I was like, oh, this is the bridge of the new Enterprise. I was like, okay.
Nice.
And another Monster Squad tie-in with TNG is Will Wheaton obviously became Wesley Crusher, but my man Ryan Lambert screen tested with the network and was wearing the uniform on the bridge of the Enterprise on the stage and was almost Wesley Crusher.
Wow.
That played Rudy in the Monster Squad because they were thinking of going in another direction with Wesley. As
I would have loved that,
like a cool rebellious kid instead of the smart kid. And it would have, he still would have been super smart, but he would have been sort of like the punk rock kid on the Enterprise, which would have been a great idea. And Ryan would have been awesome.
Yeah, that would have been
cool. And then of course, I don't know if anybody does or not know, since you said original series. I was TJ Hooker's son on the show.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
So there's some tie-in for you.
I didn't either.
Awesome.
Yeah. They brought the kid. There was always a storyline that TJ Hooker had kids, and one season they decided to bring them because they lived in Seattle or Portland or something, and of course TJ Hooker's was Southern California somewhere, and they would fly we'd fly down and visit our dad for the weekend or something. And we did 3 or 4 or 5 episodes. And we were supposed to do more. Like we were in a contract for 2 seasons, and the TJ Hooker got canceled right when we started doing the show. And what was interesting is the series got canceled on whatever network it originated on. I can't ever remember, but it got picked up by another network. And so TJ Hooker went 1 or 2 more seasons, but they decided to not go with the kids. But how contracts work, it's a time thing. So I was under contract with TJ Hooker, a show that I was no longer ever going to do, but I was unable to work for 6 more months or 4 months or something until that contract expired. And I couldn't do any other show. And I got offered another show that I was unable to do because I was under contract with TJ Hooker. And that show was called Growing Pains. So
wow.
That small little TV call.
I know.
Small little show, yeah.
Just this little
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a fun anecdote to look back on.
Wow,
Definitely.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
It's just amazing how things work.
Am I holding up trivia again? It's not my. It's not me, right? Okay. Good.
I've read your IMDb. I don't know how many times, and I don't. That's amazing. TJ Hooker.
Yeah, what everybody loves to talk about with me is that I either guest starred or had a role on a ton of awesome shows, right? But my television career was, I did 5 or 6 TV shows that went 1 season instead of 1 show that went 6 years that everybody knows.
Oh, yeah.
And that's interesting. So that's my but I guest starred on a lot of cool stuff, which was cool.
Right.
So, and some of it's people like Ryan Lambert, Cool Cat Rudy, and some of his favorite things. He'll be watching old MeTV at night and be like, dude, really? And I've done some cool stuff. I've done some cool stuff. I can't complain. I chopped down a tree with Mr. T. I rode in Kit. You
rode in Kit?
Yeah. I sat and did scenes with Kit. So did an episode of Knight Rider.
Yeah.
And
that's cool.
It's and then it's neat. And then one of my favorite things I ever did, it was a PBS show called MathNet. And it was a play on Dragnet, but the investigators solved the crimes by using math. It was educational. And it was really kind of, it's so corny and lame, but it's very informative and educational. And it's on YouTube. MathNet's go watch MathNet. All their episodes are on YouTube now. It's fantastic. And I wanted to, you know what? This is such a good show. MathNet needs its own podcast. You guys should do that. Someone should do that.
That's
but it was one of
great.
those original things, sort of we had Schoolhouse Rock and shows that taught the kids how to do stuff or count but this was a little more grown up. It was
Right.
for 9-year-olds. But there's okay, if we're driving down the parade route at 2 miles an hour, how long is it going to take us to get to the end? You're wait a minute, I got to do math on Saturday morning.
That sucks.
Who wants to do that?
Oh man.
One other thing, ET video game commercial.
Oh yeah, that's the other claim to fame.
He questions it.
It's this is actually a cool story because they talk about it in Zach Penn's doc, the Game Over, talk about it, the end of Atari, and they're digging up the games in the landfill in New Mexico. They actually show that commercial, and I'm in that doc. But
nice.
That was just awesome. It was a regular commercial edition. ET had just come out, obviously that year or whatever, year before, and they were, unbeknownst to anybody else, they were rushing the game. Normally it takes 5 or 6 months for that game developer for Atari, you know, that made like Yar's Revenge and all the other good Atari stuff. That doc is fascinating, by the way. But they were rushing it out to get it in Christmas, and we shot this in like November, and they only gave the guy like 5 weeks to make a game that he needs 5 or 6 months to make a game, and that's why the game sucked. And like if you fell in the pit, you never got out. Like you had to shut the game off.
Right.
And there's actually some cool like there's an Indiana Jones Easter egg in E.T. the video game.
Wow.
Which I didn't know until I watched that doc, but you know, they recreated like the backyard for ET and throw the ball in the shed, and instead of the ball coming back out, the video game flies out on this corny little kid. ET world. You know, with my, you know, short legs and, you know, mop top hair. It was great. But so I do this commercial and, you know, fast forward 35 years from that or something. And I literally have been asked, like in comments on the YouTube channel, like, how do I feel being the reason that $1 billion company went in the shitter?
My God!
Like I didn't end Atari. Like
you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything.
And then like some guy was like, "Yeah, I bet that kid killed himself or something." I'm like, "No," and so
I'm right here.
Like, you have to respond. And so I chimed in and I go, "No, I'm actually doing okay, thanks."
That's great.
The great thing about that is I got this. There was a, you know, because ET, everybody's riding their bikes. It's a neighborhood bikes movie.
Yeah.
And they actually shot ET the movie in my neighborhood where I was in one of the neighborhoods I grew up in.
Wow.
And one of my houses is in the background. And but you know where they're going down the housing pads on the bikes and chasing, you know, like we invented that. We invented that. Like we did that shit. We did that on our dirt bikes. Like
right.
Thomas Howell didn't invent that. We did.
Exactly.
And but it was awesome because now there's houses there. But that was up in my neighborhood up in Porter Ranch, California. And so I take people on like an ET tour. People freak out when, you know, they go down the tree line street where they first fly in the bikes and they're like, "Oh my God, this is it." I was like, "Yeah, my house is right here."
Yeah.
And,
well, you know what they
gorgeous.
filmed in Stockton, Andre, right? Indiana Jones, it's at University of the Pacific. It has that architecture that looks like Ivy League schools. So they actually filmed the scenes in Stockton.
Yeah, that is UP, isn't it? So they had this bike on the set of the commercial, and I asked if could I buy that bike or could I have that bike? And they were like, "It's a rental prop, and we can't, you know, you can't have the bike, you know, because it's not ours." I was like, oh, "Okay," but on the last day, like we shot this commercial for like 4 days because it was a much longer thing, and the director wheeled in like this brand new Diamondback dirt bike. There was like a $400 Diamondback at that time from like the biggest bike store in LA. And they gave me this bike and it was gorgeous. And I had it for like 10 years after that. And, then the Atari rep gave me a 2600 and said, "And by the way, I'm shipping you to your house every game that Atari's ever made." And I was like, "Oh my God, that's great." She never sent me jack shit. What? But I got the bike, and that's all I cared about. But what's amazing thing that ties in with, you know, we were talking about the documentary and this ET Atari game, there's actually a tie-in because about 3 years ago, I was at a convention and my Twitter started blowing. Like my Twitter doesn't blow up, right? It gets some action if I say something halfway funny, and that's about it. And you know, also like my Twitter's going nuts. I'm like, what is happening? And I was like, someone's got to be confusing me with somebody else. But then I traced it back to the original tweet was from Adam F. Goldberg, who created the show The Goldbergs in school. And he had and I was at a convention, so I had my phone on the whole time. I'm signing autographs all day. And he had asked, "Hey, does anybody in, you know, his he called them Gold Nerds, like his army is called the Gold Nerds," which is fantastic. And he's like, can anybody identify any of these two people in this old commercial? Because we want to use it on the show, but we have to get signed off on it. And it was the ET Atari commercial. And all of his people, like a bunch of people responded. It's like, dude, everybody knows that's the kid in the ET Atari is Andre Gower from the Monster Squad. And I was like, actually, I don't think everybody knows that, but thank you. And so I tweeted all the way back and got in touch with Adam F. Goldberg, and they're like, "Oh my God, do you mind if we use it? Can we send you a talent release? We'll pay you." I'm like, "You're gonna pay. They actually technically have to. So I'm getting like a SAG contract sent to me, like to use just the old commercial, and it's a fantastic residual. I just cashed one the other day, and so and then I'm like, well, by the way, Adam F. Goldberg's someone I don't know. However, I know what his interests are, and I'm making a documentary about an old movie that I happen to be in, but it's about the failed box office, kind of pop culture, called Monster Squad. And his assistant was like, I think that's something that he would probably be open to. And I was like, he's actually on my list to cold call or try to get in contact, but you beat me to it. And she's like, send me an email and I'll forward it to him. Long story short goes, he writes me back like later that day and is like, thanks, for signing off. But wait, you're making a movie about, you realize it's one of my all-time favorite movies. I was like, I didn't know that. So we have to get together. He ends up being in my documentary with a fantastic interview, but he wanted, and he also wanted to be involved as much as possible. So the trailer that you watched was cut by his guy, Jeff Yorks, who's an amazing editor. But we did his interview on his set. And so we're doing Adam's doc interview in TV show Fake Adam's bedroom on the Goldbergs set at Sony. Wow. And so it just all connected, was great. But what I didn't realize is that the show says Nards all the time. He writes it in scripts all the time. And one of my favorite things, I'm giving you a spoiler for the doc, but you'll dig it. He had his editor for the Goldbergs, gave him a side project, and it said, I want you to send Andre a supercut of every time a character on the Goldbergs that said Nards in like the last two
That's probably quite a few.
And yeah, it was like so we ended up getting we cut it down to like a 12 Nards supercut of all the characters in the Goldbergs saying Nards. And I'm like, this is amazing. And it's documentary gold. And I love Adam F. We're pals now, and we get to have lunch every once in a while. I've been to his new office, and he's just a great guy. And so I'm happy that he's a part of the doc, and we get to celebrate that. But so celebrate him. He's a cool dude. But that kind of full circle with the ET Atari thing, because that got us together. That got us together. It's all awesome. Connected. It's all connected.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. I love the Goldbergs.
Except for the Ewoks, they can suck it. Sorry,
Greg,
George.
Are you ready to start the trivia?
I am ready.
Oh,
yeah.
Already,
So, Greg, you're going to control it, and I'm just going to read it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
excellent.
Greg, I forgot. Are you playing, or did you cheat and read the questions?
I did not read the questions, so I'll be playing.
Awesome! You actually going to play this time?
Probably suck.
And everybody in the chat looks like I think there's a lot of people already. I know that Megatron is going for another low score, of course. Every time
saying
he's ready to lose. Always.
Ready to lose.
Maybe next time his name will be different, because now it's Baby Megatron. He was also, what was the one before? Nudist Megatron before this one. Yeah, yes. And then Stunning and Brave Megatron before that. Yes. Yeah. All right, let's see how this goes.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm excited for this. I'm excited. Thanks for being here again, Andre. We really appreciate having you on, man.
No, thank you. Sorry, I've been rambling, telling you like.
Oh no,
this is a great story.
It's been fantastic. Absolutely, yeah.
Are you going to do the countdown, Greg?
There it goes.
There we go.
I remember the first time it was a minute long for the one trivia. I was like, I think Rhino or somebody was like, "Why is it 1 minute?"
I listened.
So impatient.
It's like the Christmas tree countdown with Dwight in The Office. Like, why are you starting at such high of a number?
Okay.
All right. What film did Phoebe use as evidence that the U.S. was at war with Vietnam? Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, Rambo, or Apocalypse Now?
Good question. Wow.
I know this one.
Wow, good question. And you wrote all these last night?
Yeah, last night.
Oh, fantastic. Interesting. Yeah, I think I got it. I think so.
Okay.
We shall see.
We'll see.
And the answer is Rambo.
Yes, it is. There we go. Awesome. And And this is kind of like an NTN trivia. If you ever played at a trivia at a pub, like Andre, it's the quicker you answer, the more points you get, kind of thing.
Caught that, yeah. And I am. Yeah. I have played in. I'm a trivia dork. Sorry, as well.
I'm Jedi in the lead.
And I did know that answer, by the way, but I would be cheating if I
In the foyer of the Shadowbrick house, which monster is approaching the boys from their left?
Their left.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, now I gotta like.
All right.
When their back is to the statue.
I think. Okay, yeah, because I'm
I
like, where were they? Where's the statue? Who was on the? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That's a good question.
Wow.
That's tough. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I think I'm wrong, actually. Shit.
We just watched.
I know.
I know. It's like you got to like. I sit like literally thinking of myself at like, my back against the statue. Like which side? Yeah.
Oh, pretty split.
Oh, it is. It is.
Oh, dang. Yeah. See, I knew I was wrong.
They came from the right. Yeah.
Okay, because now I'm seeing the Vampiresses came from the in front of them, and Wolfman was on the right. Okay.
Yep.
Damn it.
There's a fun tidbit about that shot that you're talking about, where like when the lightning strikes outside, the lights in the hallway actually go on instead of going off like in most movies. It's such a fun thing. Fun
I never noticed that.
I didn't notice that either. Ooh.
What kind of candy bar does Rudy force EJ to eat?
Product placement.
Yep.
Baby Ruth, Snickers, Mars bar, or a Butterfinger?
I think I got this one. Yeah. I think it's
You think it's what? Give me the answer.
I'm not giving you the answer. I'm not gonna say it out loud. Well, it's hitting low enough points.
Hoping this one brings me back. Come on. Top two.
It's kind of like one of those, you kind of start to limit the answers. Like, which wasn't that one? It wasn't that one. Okay, yeah. Ooh,
it was a tough one, but it was Snickers.
It is Snickers. That is correct. Yes. Ooh, we have a new person. Yes, we do. Ooh. My Nerdy Home is in the lead.
That's me.
Yes, it is. Megatron, why are you not losing again? One day he's gonna win this by accident.
Ready for the next, Greg?
Mm-hmm.
What does Sean call Wolfman before hitting him with a stick? I couldn't tell what the stick was. Was it a baseball bat or a hockey stick? Or...
It was a baseball bat.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Can you give us the answer right now?
I could, yes.
Fangy, Furface, Stink Breath, or Asshole?
Ooh. Yeah, Megatron, you did almost win the Star Wars one last time, didn't you? Oh, you should have been here for that, Andre. That Star Wars quiz was rough. Wow, it was rough.
I want the. Is it just all Star Wars or just?
It was a New Hope, based on A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
I would
rough.
I would take that. I would like to. Yeah, I'd like to do those because I had the book. There was a trivia book that a kid wrote back in.
It was Asshole.
I remember that. Asshole. Wolfman is asshole.
Wolfman is asshole.
There's a funny BTS story with that scene because it had the bat and it was a foam rubber bat.
Mm-hmm.
And we go in the thing and Fred's like, okay, you're gonna come in here, you're gonna turn around, you're gonna say, hey asshole, you're gonna swing, but you obviously can't hit Carl who's in the Wolfman suit. And play it because the camera's on the other side, it'll look like you hit him. And of course I played a lot by myself as a kid because I didn't like playing with other kids because they would do it wrong. And but I was very inventive and I would do worlds, and I would do sounds, I would do characters and everything. And you shoot them ups and making gun sounds and blow cars going by. And so I go up and we're rolling the first take and I go up and I say, hey asshole. And I went And from a cut, then we cut, and Fred was like, "Hey, okay, that was good. The blood was great, but we don't need the sound effect. We can add that later." And I was like, "Oh, okay, my bad." I don't know why I made this. That was totally stupid. But
they did that on lightsaber practice in the Phantom Menace as well.
Yeah,
Phantom Menace,
it
they started
did.
making
Yeah,
the
it
noises.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mhm,
So
yeah.
fun.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Wow.
The problem is, this is a quote. You need to fill in the blank. The problem is, blank year old dead guys don't get up and walk away by themselves.
Well, this not that year old dead guy is going to get up for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. 4,000, 2,000, 3,000, or 5,000.
Yeah, Angel's Draven for sure, and I'm definitely cool with that. I definitely want to watch this movie again. Really soon. Love this movie so much. Love it.
Yeah, so far the questions I think you could get, just by kind of watching the movie. No special knowledge.
The one where you were like, which monster's coming from one direction? I'm like, oh shit, what?
I know.
Yeah, that was tough.
That was tough.
Ooh, very split on the answers.
Very split. 2,000.
2,000. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yay.
Nice. Yes, Trey, we do. We've got Andre here. Yes.
Oh. Jeff moves into the lead.
That's what I do that sometimes too, Angel Straven. I second guess myself a lot of times.
Question 6. Which installment of the fictional horror movie franchise Groundhog Day did Sean want to see?
Oh my god.
Come on.
And I have almost I don't want to call it photographic because it's listening, but I just remember dialogue. So I didn't even have to look this one up when I wrote.
Yeah,
the
you
question.
do. You that's why you trounced me in Star Trek.
There are the numbers.
I got that one win, and I will never get it again. I'm going to say probably not.
Dude.
I think I got this because I think I can hear Sean say it as, he's talking to his dad. Yeah.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Yeah.
But he mentions other ones, which is screwing me up.
I know. Yeah.
And then 2 years later, Bill Murray's Groundhog Day came out. So
Yeah.
2 years later, yeah.
Very different sounding film.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely different.
Pretty divided here.
Someone's going to get some points here. Yeah, one person.
I got it.
Wow.
I got it. Because I could hear him just like you, Tim. I could hear him say it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've always wanted to. I want someone to make that movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Jeff would love that.
Yeah.
They. I don't know if it was Fright Rags or somebody actually put out a movie poster T-shirt of Groundhog Day Part 12.
Oh
I
my
think it
gosh.
was Fright Rags.
Yeah,
I think
it's
it
an
was. Yeah.
awesome T-shirt, and I would actually, because I don't. Maybe it's that I don't walk around in Monster Squad gear, but I have been asked. I wore a Stephen King rule shirt once at the very first Alamo Draft House thing that kicked all this shit off for the last 50 years. But I would wear that Groundhog Day. I got a call Friday night, so I was like, I need one. Like I've seen people in it, and I've taken pictures with people, and I'm like, I actually kind of want that shirt.
I gotta try to find it. Yeah.
I would wear that.
Yeah, the Monster Squad one on their site right now is like they only have a small and medium, so I missed that run. Unfortunately,
if they do something Monster Squad, it same with Mondo. It disappears. It's
absolutely
it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fright Rags people are awesome. So
I know Fright Rags shirt on right now. Yeah,
yeah. If you're listening, Fright Rags, I still love you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they make fantastic stuff. They really do.
Question 7. What was one of the clubs Fat Kid said they should form instead of a Monster Squad? Just
Good
one of the
question.
clubs you need here.
Great
folks.
scene.
Yeah, it was a good scene.
I love that scene. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
That is a really good question right there. Yeah. Good job with these, Tim. Good job.
Thank you.
See, D's the one I'd want to join.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Correct answer.
I hope everyone. Well, it's pretty split.
It's very split. Yeah.
Math squad. We could solve math problems.
Math squad. Yeah, because he said nature squad as well too. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and it's actually it's a genius bit of writing because it almost seems like a gaffe on Brent's part when he says, we could join math squad or nature squad. He goes, we could look at rocks or collect birds. I think that was actually on the page. I think so. It was genius.
It was nervous, right?
Because he's nervous, but it's usually an actor's mess up, like when you juxtapose that.
Yeah,
like William H. Macy and Boogie Nights. But that. But I love that line. It's because he's so
fantastic.
He's great.
It's fantastic.
I joined Nature Squad. I might join Math Club too.
Oh yeah. Question 8. Which was not one of the responses the boys gave when Rudy asked for the second way to kill a werewolf? Which one was not?
It's like an SAT.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Okay, I think I got it. I'm literally hearing them say the answers in my head. Yeah.
And you did just watch the movie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That certainly does help.
Yeah. Probably gonna watch it again this weekend with my wife because she's never seen it. So
nice.
Mm-hmm. But she's much younger, so that was not her time period. I understand.
And then you can watch the Squad Doc pre-order at Amazon and iTunes. I'm getting good at this.
Love it.
I hate shit like that.
Wait till it gets here.
I hate when people do that shit. But you're like, wait, you're kind of supposed to. But
electrocution.
I'm gonna make fun of it. Yep, that was not.
Mm-mm.
Good question.
Look at the geek blend.
Oh dang, he's pulling away.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing good tonight. Last one I did not do. Good on.
I'm giving him the. Can you not see that? I'm touching my nose. It's like baseball.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. We got together before this, and we knew.
It's a Houston Astros thing. All right, question 9. What police code does Sean's father's partner call into dispatch when Dracula is on the front lawn?
Oh my god!
Wow.
Memorized.
That is, you'd have to.
That's
watch
another
the
one I had memorized. Because the dialogue, I probably saw this 100 times in the 80s. So it's.
I think I know this.
Wow!
But I'll confirm.
Once you see the
multiple
options,
choice,
you'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't remember.
No,
I just had to take a shot in the dark on this one.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Very damn good.
You got to throw a couple of hard ones in there,
Oh, absolutely. At least you didn't say what was his badge number that you could see for 5 seconds.
Yeah,
That. That's something Greg would do.
We got a 1035.
Hey,
And
I got
then-
it right.
Get
Oh my god, Jeff! Really?
And then I get blowed up.
Oh crap!
But speaking of deep cuts like that,
Yeah.
or the badge number, Dead Right Horror Night is trivia. Dead Night Horror Trivia Night they do that. Like Rebecca McKendry and a bunch of cool horror people in LA run that night, and they used to have it at a cafe, but then they moved it over to this kind of like a collectibles shop. And they have teams like all these genre, filmmakers and like some serious people go to it, like Mick Garris and stuff. Like they go to this thing and hang out. And
Nice.
but they ask real deep cut stuff like that, and I'm like, I can't. And it's all horror. It's all horror. I'm like, it's like, what song was on the radio first when Adrienne Barbeau was driving in the truck in the fog? Like what?
Like, huh?
was like, what?
Those kind of questions are like when I play trivia, I'm like, done. I'm not getting this one right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just I'll take a guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God.
All right, you're killing it there.
Question 10. Which failed method of killing Dracula was not in the film?
Failed method of killing was not. This one, yeah, I think I got this one too. I think everybody should get this one.
Yeah.
I think so. Blake says he's been blindly guessing for about 5 questions now. But it was your first time watching it too, Blake. So, I mean, yeah. Everybody.
Good deal.
C.
Yep.
Everybody did. Fantastic.
You were paying attention.
Absolutely.
Wow. Can't get some wrong, you asshole.
Hopefully I'll do this good for prequel trivia this week.
11. How many years before the current events did the Von Helsing scene take place?
Ooh. The scary German guy read it out, said it out loud.
And there's another couple places too you can find out.
Mm-hmm. I think I got Megatron, you're getting stuff right. I thought you were trying to like aim for the worst score again. I think he's had the he's had the worst score. I think he's like negative 6,000 or some shit. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't think he's ever done that.
But he didn't do that. No? Maybe 2,000. Maybe 2,000. Yeah. Oh, this is split. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They blew it.
100 years. Oh. Yep.
I actually got one wrong.
Doesn't help if I also got it wrong. Damn
it. That's one of the things that I've enjoyed filling in some story that I think, because everybody's, we were talking about how pissed off this Dracula is, and he there's only that equilibrium every 100 years that the amulet can be destroyed and evil can the balance will shift, right? A lot of people don't know, the movie opens with the crawl, with the red kind of crawl.
Yep.
And and at the end, band of freedom fighters fight the force of evil, Van Helsing, whatever. And but at the end it says they blew it. And then we see the scene, they do it, and the Rigor reads a thing in the vortex and it cuts dust in the principal's office. No one ever knows how they blew it.
Right.
Unless you actually know the story, or you've heard one of us talk about it, or you watch the deleted scenes from the 20th anniversary DVD. They blew it because they actually chased down and captured Dracula in the forest and stake him. And then they go up in the castle to do the limbo thing.
Mm-hmm.
While they leave Dracula's body in a wagon with a red shirt. And he stand there guarding the dead body of the vampire while they're going up and opening limbo and reading the spell. Well, out of the woods in the mist come 3 vampire brides. And he stands up and shoots one of them with a crossbow. The other one's close to him. He grabs a stake and stakes her. And the third one's on him and is choking him. And he's like pressed up against him. He's about almost out of breath and is flailing around, and his hand comes across a stake and he stakes her.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, all right, I made it. But as we all know in vampire lore, when you unstake a staked vampire, he comes back to life.
Oh, yeah.
And so he undid Dracula in the wagon. And then Duncan sits up and gives him a look. And obviously that red shirt is toast. And Dracula gets away. And Dracula gets away. And that's how they blew it. But we don't ever see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so our Dracula has been walking around for 100 years waiting for the next equilibrium night. That's why he's so pissed.
Wow.
And that's why everybody's like, where did Dracula get dynamite? And I was like, you know what? I think he picked up like a box like when they were building the Panama Canal.
Right.
Like he just grabbed it and like carries it around with him.
He took
Like,
a
but that's what
stroll
he's
on
saying.
it,
It's like
check it
he's
out.
like, I'm pissed. This is my time, and these meddling kids are not going to get in my way.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why he's mad to me. That's what I think.
That's
Sounds
good
it.
backstory.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Monster Squad lore. Yeah.
I love it. I love that. Ooh.
Question 12. Which fast food chain is shown or mentioned multiple times?
I think you're doing the product placement. Like you're getting paid.
Yeah. This stream is not sponsored
Not
by any of
sponsored by-
these organizations.
Stephanie's like, there's no Whataburger in here.
Shut
Oh, me, what?
I was debating between two different ones. I was like, it's either.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm thinking this one, but one of them's throwing me off. I don't know.
So you
actually see it.
Sean with it on the roof watching the movie, and then you see it in the square. It
In the
is
square.
BK.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Old school Burger King logo.
I don't
too,
know
yeah.
why Circus Burger was throwing me off.
That's from Cosby Show. It's like a fictional.
Oh,
Yeah.
like,
That's right.
Burger.
Mhm.
Really?
I was like, where the hell did I know that name from?
Yeah.
Circus Burger.
Circus Burger.
But-
Throwing me off.
Yeah, you eat that circus burger and get kind of like loopy and fuzzy headed. Things get blurry.
Oh no!
What'd you put in my circus
Oh my
burger?
gosh.
And then, sorry, that's bad.
No,
That's funny.
That's funny.
Funny.
That's funny.
But have you ever seen that? I was at a
Oh,
place.
gosh.
You ever seen there's a coaster, like a cocktail coaster, and it's a. This is so bad, but it's a picture of him of Cosby, but it's out of it's all fucked up and fuzzy, and in the bottom it says, "If you see this, it's too late." And I'm like, that is the worst and yet funniest thing I've seen in a long time. And it's a cocktail coaster. I'm like, oh
Damn.
man.
That is
nice.
That's hilarious.
Awful, absolutely awful.
What kind of hat did Eugene wear?
No, now we're
Oh.
no. Sorry, I was gonna. I'll say it after.
Shit. I don't remember this one. Yeah, I just had to kind of whittle it down. Man.
He's writing the letter to the army guys, and
That's right.
Split?
Very split. I did get it right.
You're right. When he was writing the letter.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
now there's two more left, and one of them is tough. I mean, it's all not really a trick question, but it's one where you have to really think. So I can't remember if it's 14 or 15.
Dang, Megatron, you got one. Now you're not negative.
Which original power of Dracula did the character not display in the movie? This is not the hard one I'm thinking of. Just think about all the stuff he did throughout the movie.
I've got it whittled down to 2.
Okay.
I think I don't. I'm trying to think.
8 seconds.
Like I already think about it.
So he levitated, several times in the airplane. In the square, he teleported there. He obviously shapeshifted into a bat, so he didn't command animals, which he could actually do in the Bram Stoker novel. So yeah,
you were saying before we started too that these Dracula powers were based off the original Stoker novel.
most of them are. Yeah, all of them are actually. He didn't do everything that one did, but I don't think he did anything the original did. not do, if that makes sense. So
I love this version of Dracula. It's so
there's like certain things he's not allowed to enter like a building unless he's invited. That was like one of the, he can't cross water. That's kind of a weird one. So anyway.
good book.
All right. How many enemy monsters are in the movie? Enemy monsters are in the movie.
Enemy monsters, yes.
You need to think about it.
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Are you going to reveal the options? Okay.
I thought about it and I'm like, I almost clicked the answer. I'm like, wait a second, I missed something. And then I recounted it and I'm like, okay.
Okay. We'll see.
Yes, we will. We'll see how well I do on this one. Good questions. Very good questions.
Thank you.
Very good. All right.
All right. It's actually the highest number. You've got Dracula's crew. You've got the brides at 7. You go back to the Von Helsing scene. You've got the skull guy coming out of the ground, and then you've got another vampirist that they shoot. So that's
I missed that. I missed the beginning one.
It's going back to the beginning.
I missed those. Who got that right? Who got that right?
I know.
Who got it right? Speak.
I
want to
know who got that right.
I'll give you a bonus 3,000 points. No.
Hey.
I think it was Blake.
Way to go, Blake.
I have that was it. That was the last one.
That was the last one. Yes.
And
He said he
Blake.
counted Frankenstein.
Jeff, you're way ahead. Okay, let's see who. Ooh, 2 and 3 are pretty close.
God.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Very
I'm
close.
gonna
Took
give.
away
Actually, I'll give. How far away is third place from first place? What is that? Someone join Math Squad and do this.
It's about 4,500, 4,700.
Okay, so I'm gonna give a 5,000 point bonus question.
Okay.
Super deep cut.
Okay.
What is Rudy's last name?
Oh shit!
It's not in the movie. It's not.
Wow.
You someone may or may not know this.
I don't know it.
This is like you have to watch the credits and see it.
I
guess.
don't think I can think
Nope,
of it.
it says Rudy in
That's
the
not
credits.
right.
It just says Rudy.
It just says Rudy in the credits. Okay.
Yeah. You'd either have to hear one of us talk about it or see, like, I think the character description in the first page of the script. So it's not like if you watch the movie, you're gonna know it. You'd have to know this regardless.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Megatron says Rudy.
I guess for 5,000 points, guys.
Yeah, because it really only helps either second or third place. But
I'm gonna say he's Rudy Nards.
that is incorrect.
Ah.
All right, no one knows it, right? I was giving a shot. It was a super deep cut.
Okay.
His last name is Halloran.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Here's another.
Gosh,
Here's another bonus. I'll give redemption since I'm taking over. I'm taking over this conversation now. Close Encounters, anybody? Stan Shaw, who plays Dell's partner. Does anybody know his name? And if the answer is yes, then where?
I know it.
You do know it?
I know it, but I'm not playing, but I know it. If no one else gets it, and look, I'm not Googling anything.
Then we'll talk about it, right? Okay. And now I gotta look something up here real quick.
The name? Do you need to look up the name?
No, I know the name. I know the name. I need the second half.
I don't either.
Jeff, Greg, you don't know it?
I don't.
No idea.
Okay.
No.
Can I guess then?
Okay. So
it's Rich.
Yeah. So his first name is Rich.
Yes.
Do we know his last name?
No.
His last name is Sapir. Sapir. And it's a super deep cut. because Richard Sapir is a writer, and his writing partner was Warren Murphy. And Murphy and Sapir wrote a series of novella, like small book series called The Destroyer, which is Remo Williams. That series.
Wow.
And Fred and Shane were fans of the Destroyer novels. And they have always been developing, and one of their projects on their table is doing a Destroyer series. So I love Remo Williams. That's a great movie. And I didn't know until about 4 or 5 years ago. I was in a used bookstore and I saw all of the series of those books, and Murphy and Sapir. I'm like, the only place I've ever seen the name Sapir is in the script. And I asked, he said, yeah, and I was like, oh, these are got it. Makes sense. The Destroyer was the book series for Remo Williams.
Nice.
That's
a really good deep cut question.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Rudy last name thing, you have to be like, you'd have to go to a convention or
Right.
heard us talk about it on a podcast or something. But I never did it because we didn't do a lot of convention appearances in the last 2 years. But one of my favorite, I wanted to go like super meta for like merch, and I wanted to make bumper stickers and hats, buttons, and a t-shirt, but an old like 60s, 70s style campaign.
Yeah.
Fashion, and do Crenshaw Halloran 2020.
Oh my gosh.
That'd have been a fun meta deep cut.
You're like, who?
I still may do
guys?
it. I still may do it.
Well, there's this movie called Monster Squad. Yeah.
Crenshaw Halloran 2020 is better than all the choices.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, awesome. Those were great questions, by the way.
Very good questions,
Yeah,
Tim.
those were good questions.
Absolutely fantastic, and thank you for doing that. We appreciate that very much. Very much. Yes.
Well, I'm glad I tagged you yesterday, because I'm like, what the hell? Is he even on Twitter? Yeah, he is. Here, I'm going to tag him. So yeah,
yeah,
amazing.
I am on Twitter. Yeah, that's you never know what happens, right?
I know.
Now it's funny. You can be like, oh, like I'm going to get like 1,000, but like, so you're probably the only one to jump in. But I enjoyed it. It's great. This is kind of really what. I mean, it's fun anyway. I'm a trivia dork, and we gotta talk about. You know what we didn't talk about?
What's that?
Jar Jar on purpose.
Yeah.
I know he's cute, Stephanie. We get it. He's funny.
Hey!
I like the prequels. That's fine. It's great. You totally can. You probably like the Goonies too.
I do like the Goonies.
That's all right. The Goonies are great. I don't mess with the Goonies. They were great. They saved their neighborhood from being a golf course. It's awesome.
They did.
It's fine. They were
not the world.
Yeah, it's great. No, I mean, like that's what it was. Like they would step up and like go against a developer and get like a pirate treasure against an old lady and the pizza bumbling brothers. It's fun.
Yeah.
I only make fun because I would have liked the golf course because I'm a golfer, so I would have taken that. But we saved the world from fucking Dracula. But whatever.
You did.
Whatever.
Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. That's right.
I mean, I think
I tease Stephanie. I'm just giving you shit because you like Whataburger. It's fine.
I don't like Whataburger.
He
said I like Whataburger. I don't like Whataburger. I don't like Whataburger.
No,
but I do love this movie though.
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I
And
was
I
going
hope
to
you all
say,
like
she and
that.
I are probably the biggest Monster Squad nerds here. I'm not saying you guys aren't, but Stephanie, ask yourself, like 20 years ago, did you ever think you'd be on a live stream with the top billed star of the movie?
No.
This is fucking amazing. So
I know.
I know.
It is absolutely.
I didn't know there
awesome.
would be anything like this 20 years ago.
I didn't-
So
well,
number one, right? I didn't even.
Yeah.
You could ask me the same, but did you ever think you'd be talking to people about this? No, because this movie was dead. Like it died. It was not alive. But
yeah.
Awesome folks like you and other fans, and they kept it alive, and that's why we got to do what we've been doing for the past it's 12 years now, or 13 years now,
Mm-hmm.
and why they got a chance to make a really cool story, in documentary form about that dynamic. And it was fun. Thank you for inviting me and letting me crash your trivia night, and nerding out on some laser swords and
hell yeah. Space wizards. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god. And the main reason is because I thought Laura Dern as Holdo going forward in other movies would have been awesome. Like, you need a new leader of their but you know what? I didn't write it. Sorry. I didn't, they didn't ask me.
No.
Yeah. That's how we feel. Exactly.
They should have.
We
They
feel
said,
the same
"Who's
way."
that kid with Revenge of the Jedi button? He should write all these movies."
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right
I
here.
would have done a better job.
Yeah.
Well, they did. Yeah.
I'm not saying it.
A lot of people would have done a better job.
Correct.
We would have gone to
correct,
find Luke
Stephanie.
Skywalker, and he's like helping a race of aliens save the neighborhood from a golf course. I don't know. But no, I think kids adventure movies are important.
Yes,
they're different today. They're getting they're getting better. I think we happen to be one of the neater ones, even though it's in a fantastical realm, right? I just think it's fun. I think it brings everybody together, and it added heart and authenticity, and it's fun to hang out with, cool. I would have hung out with you if you weren't Monster Squad fans, because like trivia is right rad. Like, I love that little trivia game setup's awesome, and that's fun. I could spiral down a rabbit hole of many hours making some trivia games. Like
absolutely, yeah.
And they would be not all Star Wars related. I might nerd out. I just did a podcast. Do you know Junk Food Cinema, the podcast with Robert Cargill and Brian Salisbury?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cargill wrote Sinister and Doctor Strange. Two Austin-based guys, Stephanie. Awesome people. And Brian has his own side podcast called Comfort Food. He has a junk food cinema podcast, and then he has comfort food. And during the pandemic, he's been like talking with people during his lunch break for about 30-40 minutes about movies that are like people's comfort movie or comfort food movies. Like, when it's raining or you're sick or, your dog died, what movie do you watch? And, I did his podcast today. It's already up. So if anybody's not hawking another show while I'm on a chat, but check it out. Salisbury's called, and I was trying to figure out what my actual comfort food movie would be. And then I realized that my top 3 comfort food movies actually are all music oriented, and they all start with the letter P. And I was like, this is weird. But my ultimate comfort food movie that I watch is Pure Country with George Strait.
Okay.
And so Brian and I talked about Pure Country for 30 minutes today. So that's so I can go from George Strait and Pure Country to Ewoks very quickly.
Nice. Very nice.
And the worst video game ever made. Anyway, we hang out all night, but let's figure it out. Let's do this again, or let's do.
Absolutely.
I want to play trivia one night. So
sure,
come up with another. I don't know. You could do Starship Troopers if you wanted to, because I know nothing about that movie.
Just picked a random one out of your head.
Or you know what?
You want to know more?
You could go deep cut, like you could do like Showgirls or something, or like Verhoeven out the bat. But Megaforce, whatever, that'd be great.
Megaforce. Oh my gosh, that's one I haven't seen in a long time.
You should do trivia night on Ice Pirates. That'd be good.
Space Raiders.
Because I'm old. I said Megaforce and Ice Pirates in the same sentence. But no, hey, let's stay in touch. I want to come and I want to play trivia instead of just
absolutely
sitting on the sidelines. But hey, thanks for inviting me. I'm glad until we got to connect via Twitter.
You're a class X, sir. Thank
you. And obviously, it's fun to hang out. But if you guys follow me, we'll hang out, say hi. I try to wave back as much as I can. It's busy like this week or this month really with the release of the doc. But so if I don't get to you, I'm sorry. But there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I've got to keep this momentum going on the release of the doc. And I appreciate you guys' support, and that's awesome. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here, Andre. Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Thanks, Andre.
See you, Andre.
Have a good
Thanks again,
night.
man.
You too.
That
Andre
was so
Gower.
Oh my
freaking
God.
awesome.
Andre Gower
That
is the
was-
Phantom Menace.
Oh,
I know. That is so awesome.
oh my
man.
God. Oh.
That is
Wow.
the website for
Yes, there it is.
his documentary. Wolfman Has Nards. It's at I put a link in
Pre-order
the
it.
chat just a few lines ago.
Absolutely, yeah.
You can pre-order it. It comes out on the 27th. I've already ordered my copy.
Me too.
Because it looks fantastic. We watched the
too.
trailer, and
I'm doing it when we're
I'm
done
looking
here.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh
Maybe
my
we
God.
can do a watch party on the documentary.
I would be cool with that. I would be absolutely cool with that for sure. Yeah. But holy shit, that was great. That was.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
Steph, thanks for coming here too. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so stoked as soon as I saw that. I was like, that's the Monster Squad. I know
Yes.
exactly what that is. You're doing a watch party for the Monster Squad. I didn't even care if I was on the stream. I was going to be in the chat watching. I freaking love the movie.
I remember you
Well,
saying
I
something in the
messaged
chat
these
last
guys.
weekend. Yeah. And I'm like, I remember, I'm like, we got to invite Steph. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I messaged these guys earlier this afternoon after I had that exchange with Andre. I'm like, I have a good mind just to invite him. What's the worst that could happen? He could say no.
Yeah.
So I replied again saying, hey, I bet you if you want to be on, Jeff would send you a link. And then Jeff's texted me like, hey, he's messaging me. And I'm
He literally
"What?"
just sent me a message right
So,
away on Twitter immediately. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Immediately on Twitter. I was
What-
like,
what a
I was
great
sitting
guy.
with Jason.
Yeah.
I was sitting with Jason.
Yeah.
Jason was getting stuff set up and for the next beer review. And I'm like, dude, he just fucking messaged me on Twitter. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. Because Jason grew up the same time I did. And yeah, he's a big fan of the movie as well. He was freaking out too. He's like,
Well,
oh, shit,
you
dude.
get a lot of Hollywood types that, if they're in a movie that's, was a quote unquote bomb and stuff, they're going to distance themselves from it and stuff. But man, he knows people love this like us. And
oh yeah,
he's great to the fans, obviously. Look what he just did for us.
I know.
So
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, in this environment where we always hear this garbage about toxic fandoms, this and toxic fandoms that, and
yeah.
everything, it's like, well, take a look at like the fandom that's behind this particular movie.
Mm-hmm.
That it was a box office flop. It was not a successful financially. It was not a successful movie, but it just slowly over time kept building that kind of cult following, just a niche group of people that were fans of the movie and that remember watching it as kids. I remember watching it as a kid. I remember when I ran a video store, that was a very common rental.
Hell yeah.
It was almost always rented out. People would just, it was that and the movie about golf courses. And and I'd be like, hey, you'd like Goonies, check this one out. It's it's horror, but
Right.
it's fun and it's got that kid adventure feel to it. But
oh yeah.
Oh God, I remember customer brought that movie back and it was stuck in their VCR, so they brought me their whole VCR. I'm like, oh, that's our only copy that we have left. And
oh my
fortunately,
God.
I was, experienced enough at retrieving tapes from those of us old enough to remember dealing with VCRs. When things went wrong with them, they tended to destroy the media that went inside them.
Yes.
Yeah, they
So
did.
would eat
They
tapes,
did. Mm-hmm.
tear them apart, put scratches in them, just snap them, do all sorts of horrible, gnarly things to these poor video cassettes. But fortunately, I was like very, very carefully, like I was like dissecting a bomb in the last 10 seconds before it went off, trying to get this video out there because I'm like, if I this movie rents out constantly because with the people that are familiar with it, it's very successful. It just the problem was the word didn't get out. It's not a bad movie at all. It's in fact a very good movie. It just never kind of got that marketing push. It never found that mass audience. But I think everybody I've talked to who's ever watched it is like, yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Hell yeah.
Same here.
I don't ever hear anybody going, oh, that movie sucked.
Never ever hear that. Never hear that at all. No.
But it's great, for them to go back after all this time and to put this documentary together kind of as like a retrospective on what happened during the making of it and what went into it, why it wasn't successful, all that kind of stuff's fascinating.
Yeah. And when it came out, we went to the library and got all these books on monsters and just read them. I mean, these books were old, like from the 50s, 60s. Like, oh, you kill a German vampire with a stake in the heart. Well, that's like Dracula, not anyway. We just really got into monsters and stuff.
You know,
So
that's why my cousin actually showed me this movie, because I was already like checking those books out.
yeah,
You know, I was a huge fan of like the X-Files, and me and him would watch that show
yeah.
together. So he was like, I bet you'd like this movie. And yeah, he had it on a VHS tape too.
Right.
And we lived across the street from each other. Me and my cousin lived across the street from each other. And he had it on a VHS tape, and it was pre-recorded from TV. He recorded it from television, and we watched it. And I was just like, I love this movie. This is amazing. Yeah.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got the kids in the neighborhood like, you got to see this. Oh, I don't want to see it. Just sit down in my living room and watch it. And then halfway through, they're like, oh, rewind that again. And, oh, that song was really good. And, you know, I've never shown it to anyone that didn't love it. So
yeah, it's Draven. I mean, yeah, a lot of people were like Lost Boys, Monster Squad, you know, that kind of stuff for horror. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Lost Boys is the trendier, more like you mentioned it when he was on the stream, was, you know, the older teenage crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was the cooler of the movies at the time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
marketing failed.
It's unfortunate they were up at the same time, because like one kind of drowned out the other.
I know. It's unfortunate. But it happens, unfortunately. Yeah, marketing just screws a lot of films. You look at a lot of films in the 80s that were like cult classics that didn't get a big following until later, because the marketing on them wasn't great, or it came out around the same time another really good movie did. So a lot of movies just kind of got, you know, went under the radar. And I'm glad this one's starting to get the attention it should be getting.
Yeah.
Now, I do know that there is another movie that has a cult following that I absolutely love, just like this one. Do you guys know it? It's the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm gonna pop your nose.
That used to come on Showtime and stuff a lot. Cinemax.
It did.
Yeah.
It was always on.
HBO too.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that movie. I don't know how many times.
I have
It's
it. I have
so
all
weird.
these movies. I love it. I have that movie on Blu-ray, Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw it, I was like,
get
oh
another
my
copy
God,
of
it's
it.
on Blu-ray? What the hell? I bought it right away as soon as I saw it.
I haven't seen it in a while. Like, it's been quite a while.
Yeah? Oh, I love that movie.
I need to watch it soon. Yeah.
What
I saw it
about
within the last couple of years.
Really?
I watched
What
that
about-
movie so much that is why my brother is afraid of clowns.
Really?
Yes. That movie is why my brother has this huge fear of clowns, because I
damaged your brother.
I damaged my brother. Again.
What about Earth Girls Are Easy?
I watched
Yep.
that one.
I haven't.
Yep.
Mm.
That one
I have
too.
not
Didn't
seen
see
that,
that
in
one.
so long.
My stepmother is an alien.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of really good cult movies like that. from,
Buckaroo
like, 80s and-
Banzai
I haven't seen Buckaroo Banzai.
I
with
haven't seen that
with
one.
RoboCop.
Ever.
Yeah, Peter Weller. Yeah,
Yes.
that's a crazy science fiction comedy type thing.
Oh.
So
Oh, wow. Wow.
man, that was awesome. I don't know.
Yeah. You should add Killer Clowns to your Halloween movie.
We'll be doing that for sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. I
Oh,
know
I
it
don't
came
know
out
that
on a
one.
re-release. They re-released the Blu-ray not too long ago, and it's got a really cool looking cover on it. But yeah, I'm
I
happy to
want
get
one of
that.
those popcorn guns.
I know. Yep.
Oh man, that movie though. They put people in cotton candy and in balloons.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
slip 'em
That's
with like a straw.
scary.
Yes. Oh my God, they suck them from the straw. Oh my God.
Crazy straws. And they're like,
Oh, hey, Bobby. Hey, everybody thanks
That
everybody in the
big
chat for being here too, and just you guys have been
giant clown
great.
at the end.
All right.
Oh,
Good night, Raven. Thanks for
Yeah,
stopping
thanks
by.
for
We
being
appreciate you
here,
being here. Yeah, absolutely had a good time. Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay,
should definitely
I
go back and watch it, Bobby.
Oh.
You should definitely go back
Yep.
and watch it. Yeah. You missed the star of the movie, Andre Gower, who plays Sean, was on for a while with us talking about the movie and
a while. He was on here a long
He was
time.
on here
quite a while.
Quite a while,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. We
Which
go
is
for over
great.
3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah.
I knew he'd have a story on the ET game, so yeah. Because
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I love that somebody accused him of like ruining Atari somehow.
Yeah.
Ruined Atari.
yeah,
Like how weird or like how deranged can you be? Like you starred in a commercial for a game, so you ruined the company. Like, I don't
the
think it works that way.
developers. No, it wasn't them. It was this kid in the commercial.
Like,
you know.
Like, I didn't make the freaking game.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Jeez.
Wow.
They basically Jake Lloyded him there, you know, or tried to.
They tried
to.
to. He tried to Jake Lloyd him. God.
Yeah, Bobby, we did.
Yes, Bobby.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's amazing. Oh, so fantastic.
We didn't want to advertise it because you know you never know, and yeah, so good surprise.
Yeah, I messaged him because my wife's like, "Why don't you message him and see if he's okay with you promoting him coming on?"
Yeah.
So I did. He's like, "Sure, yeah." I'm like, okay, all right. But yeah, it's Bobby, definitely go back and watch the stream, man.
Hell
He was great. He was great. He was fantastic.
You know,
Yeah, I don't think,
Jeff,
Jeff, you don't have any plans to privatize the stream or anything, so you can always go back and watch the replay of it.
Yeah,
Look what
I'm not gonna. Mhm.
Baby Megatron is telling Bobby. No, but
In fact, Jeff, I don't know if you want to do this, but you might want to, for the watch party, edit the video, like download it and edit it to when we're after we're done watching the movie and we start
Talking to.
Yeah, we will. I will.
talking to him and do that as like a separate video.
I
It'll
will.
still be a long ass video, but
yeah,
that way people don't have to find it after we're done
right.
with the watch party.
I'll do it.
But you know the thing about him, I didn't want to say this when he's on there because it would have been weird. But he, you
I
know,
will.
I think he was 12 or 13 in the movie, and he had like a lot of presence, and he was the leader. But he's not the biggest one of all of them. Yeah, so he, at that age, he had that like alpha male command presence, and I thought that was pretty impressive. He was more than Mikey, in my opinion, in Goonies.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean,
So.
Oh yeah.
he had a bigger presence than Rudy, and Rudy's supposed to be the older one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
No,
Yeah,
Bobby,
well,
we
Rudy
did
was just trying to
we
get
didn't bring
with
that
him.
up.
Will, you are dead to us.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what,
guessing-
Bobby? I was going to ask him that question. Like with all, and it popped into my mind and it left just as quick as it popped in. Because I was
Yeah,
like,
same
no,
here. Same here.
no, maybe not. Because I was like, that can't be something that they're thinking
It's probably the
about.
bombing
I was-
out, you know, that prevented a second movie.
Yeah.
Well,
I was,
yeah, and like
I was thinking,
you know,
like, you know, with the whole remakes and nostalgia crap
Sequels
that's
and all
going
that stuff,
around,
yeah,
all the
right.
people, do you think that there's a possibility of like maybe your kids in
Right.
the movie could
Mhm.
be, but
I could almost see them like
just remaking the whole thing?
remaking it and then casting some of the actors like him as some of the adult characters, like
Yeah.
the father,
Like the
Mhm.
dad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. Like, it's like going back to Goonies. Like, do you really like? Boy, it seems like an awful like. I'd be scared that they'd go back to something like that and like mess it up.
Well,
Mhm.
Me too.
you know, they did it with Karate Kid, but that's like a lightning strike. How, you know, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that
rare.
was yeah.
For
That's
every
very
one of
very
those,
rare.
You get 1,000 that just don't work.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess things like Fuller House was successful, but
right.
it's pretty damn rare that you can
And
go
the
back.
way
after
they,
this
the
many
way
years.
they, yeah, and the way they released Karate Kid too, it wasn't like mainstream. They released it on YouTube. You had to be a premium member to watch it, and it wasn't that bad either. Are you talking?
Really?
Are you talking about Cobra Kai, or are you talking about the
Yes,
Will Smith
Cobra
Kai.
Kid movie?
Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Cobra.
The Will Smith Kid movie wasn't very
No,
No.
hell no.
okay.
I'm not going to see it.
But then
Never want to see
also
it.
like a Cobra Kai is also, I would imagine, fairly cheap to produce.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's no real special effects or anything in there to speak of.
Mhm.
There's not a whole lot of post to do.
Which is why the
Versus
story
a movie
matters
like-
so much.
They're using Coors
Yeah.
Banquet beer. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's low budget.
Yeah.
Like my-
That kid.
Or he died in '97. He
Yeah,
was 22 years
yeah.
old when he died. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I remember hearing about that. That was.
Oh,
unfortunate.
really?
Yeah, 97. He was 22 years old when he died. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a shame.
Brent Shalem, I think is his name.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up. But yeah, he died, unfortunately. So that would be.
Well, see that I would say that I would, if I were advocating, I'd say do a remake of it, but like be careful, like don't try and like stick with the practical stuff.
That's why it works so well.
That's what made the movie
exactly.
so great.
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right. Right.
Don't you dare try and CGI a bunch of shit in there. Keep that stuff.
Yeah.
Like you don't need a bunch of CGI in the classic monster. Like Dracula doesn't need CGI.
No.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe if you want to do the transform into a bat, maybe. But
That would need it. Yeah. And maybe
I like how they pulled it off.
That
in
would
this,
be just
though.
a morph. They did it, but like imagine like how much work probably went into just that one freaking shot that's like less than a minute long in the movie. It probably took them forever to actually like photograph, and I don't even know the process they used back then to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Looked amazing. The
Yeah.
Wolfman morph scene.
Yep.
And also the Wolfman, after he gets blown up, just the body parts.
I know.
See you, Blake. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us too,
See,
man.
the way they-
Awesome for being here. buddy.
Congratulations
Great
on
to
doing
have
so
you.
well.
Yeah.
The way they shot the Wolfman coming back together though was like they didn't show too much. It was just like here's the pieces,
Yeah.
kind of moving. They didn't show the pieces assembling or anything like that. I feel like now they did show all the pieces assembling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to like CGI it into like
My name
T-1000
is
type thing.
Horse.
I love it.
When I was younger, the Wolfman's legs, I never knew what they were. I was like, what is that piece? It's his foot.
Yeah.
It's his foot.
Yeah.
And when I was younger, I'm like, I could never figure it out. I was like, what is that piece? What is that? Every time it would, it's like, what the hell? I don't know what it is. Never figured it out.
Modern version, they'd have Wolfman's nards.
It would
Oh gosh.
Separate, like going back.
Mm-mm.
Like, oh, we got to do something with Wolfman's nards. That's the big line of the movie, you know, the one that everybody remembers.
Yeah.
No,
But yeah, that was
yeah.
that was fun. That was really fun.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yes, it was. That was definitely going to be a highlight of this channel for a while,
Oh,
most likely.
yeah.
Yeah. I will be doing the good idea, Greg. I'll edit that and put it up as a separate entity. So yeah.
Yeah, before you go to bed, you let that thing start to render.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. But it is getting a little bit late, I think, for everybody here. I know Tim probably got to work in the morning. Tim?
Yeah, but I don't care.
Oh, shit.
Like, it's totally worth
You ain't gonna be able
it.
to go fucking
It's
sleep
worth
anyway now.
it.
I have
Yeah.
10 steps to my work, so whatever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
What is Bobby talking about? What big
I
political
don't
news?
know, yeah,
He
what-
got me curious now. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The president and his wife tested positive.
oh, okay.
Yep.
I hope they enjoy their cold.
Hmm.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh my God, what we should do? It's a 1% mortality rate. I mean, it's going to.
You said the
they should be
president
terrified.
and his
Oh, no, now they're just going to be like, oh, see, it's because of his rallies.
so I wish it. No, I'm not even going to say that. Nothing.
What?
Not the president of Lucasfilm or anything. But
I know you have to go potty. You're fine.
hey, remember?
What are you talking to?
Hi, doggy.
You're looking down and you're like, I know.
He's Geek Blends got nards.
Mhm.
I guess it's applicable, Jeff. If hang on a minute.
What?
Hang on. Just based on the news that Bobby confirmed. Why is my computer running so slow?
I don't know. Why is it?
All right, here it is.
It should catch up.
I guess this person is vindicated. Let me get a screen share.
Oil leak. Megatron, you weirdo. I don't see your screen yet.
Okay, hang on. Let me pause it. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Mhm. Yeah. I still don't see it.
Hang on. Share audio. Am I sharing now?
Yeah, I see now. Oh my God. Again.
Jesus.
I know. Professor of Gender Studies.
Here it comes. She's the one that said she hoped he gets COVID and dies. So
that's right. Yeah, she did say that. Yeah. Java. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Well, Steph, thanks for being on tonight. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate having you on. Yeah, I'm glad you could come on for this. That's awesome.
Me too.
Yeah. And if
that movie just has fans everywhere. It's like,
I know it does.
We're all from different parts of the country, and it's like, yeah.
I love that it does that. Everybody's coming together, and that he's getting these great stories from people, and they're making the documentary. Like I cannot wait to watch it. It's gonna be so good. I'm really excited about watching it.
Yeah.
Really am.
Me too.
Definitely glad I ordered
my
it.
copy.
So awesome. Yeah, I think we should do a watch party of the documentary for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd be down with that. So next watch party, guys, I think it's probably going to be What We Do in the Shadows. But I also did find out today that the original Black and White Night of the Living Dead is public domain by accident. So I can actually show it on the stream if we watch that. So that'd be fun too. So I'm going to try to do these on Thursday nights because I don't know what other nights we could do them. Because we do Star Trek Sundays, Tuesdays,
Trivia Monday.
Trivia night Monday, starting Monday, will be a trivia night. Yes, that's going to be fun. Can't wait. So, yeah. But Greg, Tim as well, thank you guys for being here tonight. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was great.
And thanks everybody for being in the chat. And a special thank you to Andre Gower for being here. Just thank you so much. We appreciate you coming on. Would love to do it again anytime. Maybe we'll make this a yearly thing. That'll be fantastic.
There you go.
I would love to do that. So we'll make this a tradition here on the channel. Everybody come on, watch this movie, and get Andre to come on and talk to us. So, but we'll see you guys in the next video. I got my next 31 Days of Halloween video tomorrow, so check it out. And I had one from Stay, which I unboxed a Michael Myers mask from Trick or Treat Studios. So go check that one out. So
nice.
And go sub to all these amazing people too. Go sub to Steph's channel and Tim's channel and Greg's channel. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat, I think you guys are all subbed to them. If you're not, why not? What are you doing? What are you doing in your lives? Yeah. So, yeah, Megatron, Trey, Bobby, Blake was here for a bit. And everybody watching with us we had a good time. So we'll see you guys in the next stream. Guys, have a great night.
Yeah.